Welcome, everybody. I'm back. And by the way, happy Easter. Welcome to the Jokebudd Show. I'm your host, the one and only. And here we have an Alexandria legend, man. A street hustler. Inspiration to all, man. Once y'all hear this story, man, I'm telling y'all going to be just blown away, man. I got my man Ernie Lyles. What's good?
Man, hey, my brother. How you doing, man? Thank you for having me on your platform, my brother.
Oh, man. It's a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
You being from Alexandria and hearing your stories personally, man, it just wows me to even sit here and be like, man, this guy's still alive, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you've been through a lot, man. The ups and downs, the highs and lows, man. I just want everybody to know your story, man. This is a unique story that just had me like jaw dropped so many times when we talked. I was like, man, is this true or what, man? I'm telling you, man, this man, he needs to write a book. I hope he writes it. Maybe even a movie, man. This could be very unique, man.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
We're going to start, man. You say you grew up in Alexandria, right?
I did. I grew up in Alexandria off Duke Street, and the projects here, used to call Cameron Valley. For those who may know, Cameron Valley was like a housing facility for military that used to be based on Cameron Station back in the days.
Right.
And they had closed it down and turned into a housing unit for low income, people back then. So that was one of the places my mom had to move to raise us, man. But it raised me, man, and made me the man that I am today. For real, for real.
How was your mother and father growing up? Did you have both present? Did you have your mom?
Unfortunately,
single?
I didn't have my father, man. You know what I'm saying? My father was never in my life, man. I only had my mother.
Right.
That's my queen, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
She deserved everything because she raised two girls and a boy, you know what I mean? And, for anybody, for any female that, raising three kids alone, I'm sure it's hard.
Right.
And especially during that time that she did it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm just my mother, man, was the one who raised me, man.
How was it having two sisters? How was that?
Oh, man, it was all good, man. I love my girls, man. They my sisters, you know what I'm saying?
No
man?
doubt.
They love me unconditional, and I love them too unconditional, man. I loved it, for real, being the man in my house. At such a young age, I was the man in my house, man.
Right.
So it was a good thing, you know what I'm saying? It taught me how to, respect women and love women, man, by going underneath them, with them, man.
When growing up, was you a quiet child, rambunctious? Was you loud?
I think I was rambunctious because of my nickname. You know what I'm saying? My nickname. They named my family named me Porky because if you guys know, back then it was a cartoon Porky Pig.
Right.
And I was chubby like Porky Pig. You know what I'm saying? So my uncle used to say I used to run around and talking to everybody. So looking like a little Porky Pig. So it kind of stuck, and that's where it come from.
Right. So Cameron Valley, that's off Duke Street, right?
Off of Duke Street, yeah, right where the shopping center is, where the Giant is, right there.
Yeah, exactly. They call it the Hills now.
The Hills now.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Piece of it's still there. Those the little townhouses right there.
Yeah,
they still there.
Yep.
Yeah, they still
Those
there.
the same ones.
Same ones.
Yep. Because my son was asking me about the Ville. I'm like, man, it's the same Jefferson Village.
Yeah, same thing. They ain't changed nothing.
They ain't changed nothing. Definitely. So how was elementary school for you?
Coming up in elementary school was great, man. You know what I'm saying? Went to Patrick Henry, Polk Elementary School. You know what I'm saying? Coming through there was great, man.
Right.
Just kids,
Yeah.
trying to do right, man. Again, living in the projects, still going to school, trying to get an education. Just doing what little kids do at the time, man.
Right. And going through like middle school and high school, that's when you started learning like sports field.
Start playing sports and whatnot, recreation football or whatnot,
Right.
and trying to get myself acclimated in the sports world, man.
Right. So what sports did you play in high school?
Football.
Football.
Never a basketball player, and I ran track.
Okay.
Yeah. Tried to play basketball, but I just couldn't grasp my hold of dribbling the ball up and down the court, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't my thing, man.
So how was the football career?
Oh, man, football was incredible, bro.
Yeah?
Yes, it was incredible, man. I took what I learned in Alexandria, man, took it down on the highway. I hated to, though.
Right.
But I had to. My mother moved down the highway, so I had to relocate.
And what high school did you go to down there?
West Potomac High School.
Oh, you went to West Potomac?
I went to 400 first, then they closed 400 down.
Right.
And then I ended up going to West Potomac for my last 2 years of high school.
Oh, okay. So how did that end up going on? Did you get scholarships?
Bro, man, I tell you something, bro.
Varsity letters?
Man, my friends hear this story, they know what I'm talking about, man. All my friends up at T.C. Williams, man. I did not want to go down the highway for whatsoever. Because I was born here in Alexandria, and any young man go up in Alexandria to play sports or football, at least want to play at T.C. Williams, period.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had already played for Coach Furman at the time at Hammond, so he already knew me, and I was already been working to the game plan up there, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So when I found I had to move down to Route 1, man, I was hurt, cried, and I cried and I cried. I tried to use addresses and everything to try to get myself back to Alexandria, man. But Unfortunately, it didn't work. You know, West Potomac and Fort Hood knew what type of athlete they had.
Right.
They blocked it. You know what I'm saying? They got a hold of Virginia High School League, and they sent a letter saying that I had a choice, either continue playing at where I was at West Potomac High School, or go back to TC. But I had to sit out the season.
But you was pretty successful while playing at West Potomac.
Yes, I was the first All-American running back there.
Man.
The very first running back at West Potomac, because remember, I was there the first 2 years of school was in session.
Exactly.
So I was the very first All-American running back, kickoff returner, because back then you can get awards for different positions.
Right.
So I was a kickoff returner, punt returner, and running back.
Goodness.
So
And did you have any scholarships?
I did. I had scholarships from pretty much any university in the country. You know
Goodness.
what I'm saying? But we'll get into that. But yeah, I did. I had plenty of scholarships, man. I had to pick of the litter.
Yeah. So back in Alexandria was the streets like safe? You would say calm, coming up through middle school, high school. Was it Alexandria still suburban then?
I think it was
a lot going on.
It was a lot of blacks.
Yeah.
It was a lot of blacks, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, my mother grew up in King Street. My mother used to live on King Street.
Wow.
King Street in Alexandria, Washington used to be all black.
Really?
No, all black.
Wow.
So, yeah, man, as I remember back then, it still was stuff was going on in my projects, of course, you know what I mean? But I was a young kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And seeing some of my OGs now, what they was doing back then. But, they still was, things still were going on. I just wasn't involved when I was just being a kid, you know what I mean?
Right. So then you get hit with the impasse. You got to take the scholarship, or you're going to stay at home. And how did that go?
Man, that was a hard decision, at that time, because I wanted to play football.
Right.
And at that school at the time that was really coming at me at the time, I could have went on and probably did big things at that school had I chose to go to school. But at that time, man, I was the man in my house.
Straight up.
And I was getting a lot of money out there in the streets, man, and it was like either you had to go to school, leave what you had going on back here at home, provide for my family, or go to school. Then they're gonna be struggling while I'm at school trying to maintain that school.
Exactly.
And they're gonna be my mother gonna be trying to work and hustle up to try to help me out to keep me maintained at school.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I had a decision. So I made a lot of decisions was to stay home and continue to do what I do and not forego a scholarship to play football.
And that brings us to here. The street life, man. How did you get introduced to the whole street life thing and how things work in the streets?
I remember vaguely how I got involved. I met a brother from Maryland, one of my good men. I met him. Back then they used to have parties at Crystal Skate.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
I met this young brother at Crystal Skate, and I don't know what happened. We just started vibing with each other back then, and I had no idea what he was involved with.
Right.
I was just playing sports. I had no idea about this shit, and hanging out with this nigga, you know what I'm saying, at times, whatnot, and so I started seeing him motorcycles and riding motorcycles, and he got Maximas and shit, back then, we in school. So I'm like, man, what this boy doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one day I was just at his house, man, and he was like, Paul, come here for a minute, man. He pulled me into the bathroom, and he pulled out some coke, some powder coke. And he like, this is how I'm making my money. And I'm like, whoa, really? And mind you, I ain't had no money back then, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? I was just out there. But when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, I need to get a piece of that, you know what I'm saying? What I need to do. And shit, he just showed me the game, plugged me in, and I just started following suit.
Right.
And I started learning on my own as I go.
And this is like early 80s.
It's early 80s, man. Real early 80s.
It's early 80s.
83, 84, early 80s, man.
And as that goes on, you become more heavy into the game.
Yes, because I got infatuated with it.
Yeah.
I saw how it was. I saw the money that I was getting, the respect that I was getting out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just put 10 toes down, brother, and went full-fledged with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's describe for somebody who's never been into the dope game how easy it is to get sucked into it and become just a product of it and can't get out of it.
It's very easy because you get infatuated with the money.
Right.
You get infatuated with the respect that you get from the game if you're living right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That alone is enough to draw someone in.
Yeah.
Especially someone who's in distress. And I was young. I was distressed. I was a man in my house. You know what I'm saying? My mother working a 9 to 5 still ain't making enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm making more money than she making.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? I'm coming home giving her $2,000-$3,000, and she like, yo, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's not even making that type of money per month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I feel like it was just something after I realized that what was going on in my household, in my house, and how we were struggling. she worked so hard not trying to convey to us or let us see how hard she was struggling at the time.
Right.
So when I realized that was going on, and then this game came about, I was shit. This was gonna make it easier for me to take care of my family, my sisters, and my mom.
Straight up.
And I did it.
Is it true that they say the easier you make it, the easier to spend it?
Yes. Because you because you spend it, I'm gonna get it right back.
Ah.
Say,
okay.
I'll go back tomorrow, I get it right back. I spend me $1,000, $2,000 right now on this house, just Gucci sweatsuit.
Right.
I'll go back tomorrow and I get it right back.
Right.
Or I already got the money back at home already. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Because back then, young niggas were getting shoebox money. We was. I can name a few brothers from Alexandria right now, which I'm not going to do, but they know. I know they was getting shoebox money right along with me.
Yeah.
I know for a fact.
Yeah. So, like, and that brings me to my next one. Growing up in the crack epidemic, that whole crack era, that mid-'80s to late 80s, the scene changes, the violent upticks,
Yes.
the money upticks, you know, the awareness upticks, man. How was it, you know, on a day-to-day basis going through that?
Man, as far as I was concerned, man, it was every day I got a chance. When I was in that game, man, I was on edge every day. Because back then, you don't know who was going to come and try to chop your head off. You know what I'm saying? Back then, because again, the game was so cruddy back then because it was so plentiful. Everybody had it. You know what I mean? And again, you just had to be very careful who you allowed in your circle back then. And I learned that at an early age from the older brothers that was teaching me.
Right. Do you think, like, fast forward a quick second, like, damn, like, I was in that era where I see people, families getting destroyed, and I could see the ramifications of that.
Yes.
And you're like, damn. I remember them people's doing this, this, and this. You know, it's just the, you know,
Yeah. See, at
casualties of war.
At that time, you don't think about that.
Not
though.
at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
Because I
at
had
all.
aunts out here on that shit too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't think about that because the money's so plentiful.
Yeah.
And you live in that life, you know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about that. You think about I'm getting this next dollar. What
Right.
they do with that is on them. You know what I'm saying? But now, at a later in life, when I look back on it, yeah, I was destroying a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy with that.
Straight up. Do you think, like, this era we was in, like, was there one thing you had a goal in you wanted to buy? Like, man, I want to get this thing, and then I'm going to be the man. What was that? When you was
Mercedes-Benz. When I first really realized I was doing it in this game was when I was able to go buy my first Mercedes.
Really?
Yeah, me and my mom. I took my mother one day to a check cashing spot that I used to always go to.
Word.
And I acquired a relationship with the owner. So I went in here one day with like $25,000 cash in the bag because the car dealership right here at Select Auto had told me they wouldn't take cash at the time.
It was still open then?
Goddamn right.
They've been popping for a minute.
We the ones that got them where they are right now.
Really?
Because the dope boys back then were buying all their cars from Mike. His name was Mike, the owner of Select Auto. We were buying because at the time they were letting us buy cars, you know, under the table. You know what I mean? In increments.
Right.
They give them increment payments.
Exactly.
But this one particular time, they're like, listen, man, the government owns us now. Again, everybody was going through their situation, so the government was cracking down on a lot of dealerships.
Right.
So they were like, listen, we can sell you the car, but we can't take your cash. You're gonna have to get either money orders or checks. All right, bet, cool. So I take my money, go grab my queen. We go to check cash spot. Dude, close it down, pull out the cash, count the cash. He give me checks, money orders. Pardon me. He give me money order to go and buy my car.
Word. What kind of Mercedes was that?
I bought a 300E, 1988 Mercedes-Benz 300E.
Gangster.
I had two of them and a 911 Porsche.
Word.
Yeah, short enough, man. Young nigga.
Word. How old was you? How old was
I
you
got
back
my first man. I was like, what, 22?
What?
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta feel like you're king of the world, then.
Man, I mean, you know,
Take me to the night. Take me through the nightlife scene when you get that Benz or that Porsche and you going out in town, going to the hottest club.
I'm the hottest nigga in the city, boy.
Word.
I'm the hottest young niggas in the city. You hear me? That red Mercedes pulled up with the white interior with the big old classic rims on it. There wasn't nobody doing this city like that. Ain't nobody doing this shit like that. Alexandria boys doing it like that.
Yeah.
And we got respect. Niggas ain't fuck with us.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't fuck with us at all, man.
Yeah.
We got love.
And a lot comes with the women, the credibility.
Credibility, women, come
the eyes for the law.
Other niggas, the eyes of the law for sure. but other niggas too that's getting money. They want to work with you too. They want to fuck with you too.
Yeah, laws of attraction.
Yeah, they want a piece of the pie too with you. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So that was a lot of my relationships. You know, about going out, doing me. I meet niggas, you know, niggas send a bottle over to you. Even back then, send you a bottle, you know, introduce themselves to you, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, cut into one another, find out what each other got going on, boom. You're in business with one another.
Yeah. Y'all went to sporting events? Y'all went to
we did
Bullets
everything.
games?
We did boxing, Bullets games back then. We did it all. Same thing, brother, y'all young brothers doing today. We've been doing it. Straight up, we've been doing it. big chains and all that.
Yeah. Cause I was thinking about it, man. Like the Gucci sweatsuits, the Gucci
Come on,
tennises,
bro.
man.
Bro,
I'm just looking at all of that.
We used to go to Atlantic City to buy Gucci sweatsuits. We used to travel up there.
Really?
And I'm gonna give you another piece of game. Back then.
So you couldn't buy those in the city?
No, you couldn't buy them in the city. You had to go to Atlantic City. They had the main Gucci shop in Atlantic City. It was Caesars. That's where they had the Gucci shop at. That's where you had to buy all your sneakers at and your sweatsuits at. But I'm gonna give you some game. Back then, if a nigga wanted to hypothetically say you wanted to buy a house back then.
Right.
And you got cash though, but you know you can't go to no mortgage company or no realtor with no $200,000 cash say you want to buy that house.
Right.
So what we used to do back then was take that cash, we go to Atlantic City, we cash that cash in like we gambling.
Right.
We'd stay there an hour or two, fuck around, blow a couple dollars, take that what we cashed in, take it back to the window, instead of giving us cash, because they're gonna ask you, do you want your cash back or do you want cashier's check? No, I don't want the cash, man. I want the cashier's check.
Right.
That's the whole point of turning the money over.
Smart.
So we get the cashier's check, we take that $200,000, then we go back to the mortgage company. Okay, I want to buy this house. Well, what you got? We got cashier's checks from earnings that we won money in Atlantic City.
Exactly.
And we buy the house.
Dope.
And that's what we was doing back then.
That's how you stay ahead of the game.
Stay ahead of the game. You know, but eventually feds got on to that though. You know what I'm saying? Because we were doing it so much. We buying cars like that and everything.
Man, I can only imagine. It was like the Harlem Renaissance in this era, man.
Yes, man. I mean, young brothers. I mean, back then, man, you see young dudes riding around with Benzes, Porsches, man. And that goes to show you that the city was flooded. Yeah. It was flooded. Yeah. From Maryland, D.C., and Virginia, it was straight flooded, man. And, you know, and again, Alexandria, we just took advantage of it. Like I said, I would love to name my homies. I hope y'all get a chance to see this, but y'all know who y'all are.
Yeah, but let's talk about Danny Diamondz.
Hey, my man.
Man.
I might get a little emotional, man. Forgive me,
the
man.
The legacy of the Marcy Project Hustler.
That's the king of Marcy Project.
Yeah, the OG.
OG of Marcy
been doing
Project.
my homework on him, man. It's like he made a lot of headway, man. Yeah. Start me from the beginning with him. I know we gotta take some time to talk about the OG, man.
Okay.
And he's really but he was impactful as far as your hustling career, and probably left you with some jewels along the way, man. So
Absolutely.
let's start me how this friendship came about.
Well, you know, bro, you already know it's a touchy subject with me, man.
Yeah.
I get emotional at times when I talk about my brother, man. But, you know, it's all love, though. But like I explained to you before, how I met the brother, I had just beat a federal case. I had tampering with a federal witness case. One of my good friends was on trial, and I happened to bump into a dude that was testifying against him. But me not knowing at the time they had testified against my partner, the nigga had owed me some money, and he was running from me, and I happened to bump into him this particular day.
Damn.
And I jumped on him. And when I jumped on him, not knowing that morning he had already testified against my partner, because I wasn't in the courtroom that morning to see that he testified against him. But goes to show you how credited the feds were too at the time, because how you gonna let a witness that just testified against a motherfucker on stand leave to go to a public restaurant
wrong free
amongst where everybody that was in the courtroom that day?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But by the time I got to the courtroom, the morning session was over with. To make a long story short, it was over with. So I never knew this nigga had testified against my partner. But I went for a reason, because I heard my name was being brought up in this trial. So I wanted to ease up in there, sit back in there and see if my name was going to come up. You know what I'm saying? Right. That was why me and my partner went to this trial that morning. But when we got there, it was late. It was in recess. They was at recess at the time. This particular dude, I saw him. Again, he was running from me. I haven't seen him. He owed me some few grand. Right. I saw him. I stepped to him, not knowing that he was a federal witness.
Oh, man.
So he leaves the fight. They break it up. He leaves. Me and my partner was there at McDonald's. We eating our little food before we go back to catch the second half of the trial. But before we get a chance to finish our food, the feds run into McDonald's on Washington Street, busters.
Damn.
Called me by my nickname and everything.
Oh,
Snatched me up. Told me, we finally got you. We've been trying to get you for some time now. They called me by my name, Porky. And we got you for tampering with a federal witness. And if you don't know it, it's hard labor with that. Hard labor. Georgia, they would send you to 10 years of hard labor.
Goodness.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, wow, really? But in my mind, I know that what I jumped on them for, I knew what it for, and I knew it wasn't for no goddamn tapping with a federal witness.
Right.
But that goes to show you, when they tell you keep your mouth shut, when you get locked up, you keep your mouth shut, because this what saved me. Right. I kept my mouth shut and let my lawyer do my talking.
Straight up.
So when it came out in the courtroom that, no, he didn't jump on this boy because of what he had just did against this young man. He jumped because of another situation that took place that they had going on their own. Right. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, by the grace of God, and the lawyer that I had, we beat the case. I was found out guilty on it, and I was let go. I went home. Well, 2 weeks later, I'm at my crib. I get a knock on my door, and I go to the door, and I see this my partner Shamel. I can use names? I can go use names. We ain't doing nothing wrong, right? I can say
that's
names.
plain here.
His name is Shamel from Brooklyn. So he pulls up on me at the crib. So mind you, I seen the car pull up to my crib, but again, I didn't dawn on me. It was a bunch of niggas coming to my crib. So when they pull up, because while I was sitting in my living room, I could see the car pull up. So again, it didn't dawn on me. But anyway, he come to my front door, knock on my door. And he was like, I opened the door. He's like, Pork, what's up, man? Naturally, I'm happy too to see him. You know what I mean? Out there, all my niggas, he could come to my mother crib at the time.
Right.
He had that pass to do so.
Right.
So he comes to my crib. We happy to see one another. You know what I'm saying? So then I realized, that was you in the car that just pulled up with them other niggas. He was like, yeah, they're my peoples from Marcy, blah, blah, blah. I want you to meet them. So now I got an attitude, though. So I'm like, nigga, you brought these niggas to my mother house, nigga.
Right.
Fuck wrong with you, bro?
Right.
Not just coming home, man. I don't want that shit around here. I don't want them niggas around me. You know what I'm saying? Why you bring niggas to my crib, bro?
Right.
But he was adamant. He was like, man, listen, bro, I love you, man. He said, listen, I'm bringing this dude here because I know he can do good by you, man, and you're going to do good by him. This is my family, man. I'm not going to bring nobody to your mom's house, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not my family, Paul. You got to trust me on this one right here.
Right.
And he beat it in my head.
Right.
I'm livid. I'm hot. I'm heated. You know what I'm saying? I don't know these niggas at all. You know what I'm saying? But, again, I let my guards down, and here come Danny. He come in my crib. Right. So he come in the crib. The vibe off the rip was positive. Right. When he come in the door, he come in smiling. You know what I'm saying? Homie, a pleasure meeting you. I'm glad you beat that case, man. I'm glad you home. Woo de woo. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking at him like, yeah, okay, thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, though. But I'm still trying to figure out, what the fuck you in my house for?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we end up still, talking again, still getting acquainted with one another, man. So he was like, listen, man. He say, what you doing right now? I said, I ain't doing nothing. I got my daughter. I had a brand new little girl, you know what I'm saying, that I had out there, waiting for me to get back to her. So I had her with me. So he's like, what you doing right now? I said, I'm just cooling my daughter and her mama right quick, you know what I'm saying? I'm just relaxing, right? And I was like, listen, man, why don't you come ride with us, man? Go get something to eat. I'm like, nah, I ain't going over with you niggas. Are you tripping, man? I ain't going over with y'all, man. I don't know you niggas like that. He's like, man, trust me, man. Come on, ride with us, man. We gonna go over and eat. Then when he said the shrimp boat, I know the shrimp boat. I've been to the boat several times.
Yeah, shout out to it.
Yeah, so he was
I think it's closed down now.
Yeah, it's closed down.
Yeah.
So he was like, bro, come on the shrimp boat with us and eat, man. Come on, hang out with us, man. Lord behold, I like, all right, cool. I jump in the car with them niggas. We go to the shrimp boat and we get something to eat. So I go sit with Shamel and them. Home like, nah, come sit with me. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm sitting at the table with Danny. Him and I, we sitting across from one another. And he like, yo, man. And I'm telling you guys, it broke as if it was just yesterday. I remember as just yesterday because it's etched in my heart. He was like, man, listen, man, I know about you. So I heard about you. I heard a number of great things about you out here. He said, but I need help. And I'm like, you need help? What you need help with, bro? He was like, man, I got some work. So I'm like, all right, cool. What you talking about? You know what I mean? He said, I got some Yola down here, you know what I'm saying? But I'm having trouble with these DC niggas. They taking my work and they running. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come down here on that type of time with them because it's going to shorten my stay if I do that. You know what I'm saying? He said, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get rich. Right. You know what I'm saying? And Shamel been telling me about you the whole time during your case, and we've been following your case. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. I've been following it because I've been eager to meet you. Right. And he was like, man, I just need help. So I was like, all right, that cool. And mind you, I've been out of the loop because I've been fighting my case. I was out of the loop, but my team, my locomotives, was still going. Right. While I was fighting my case. So he was like, what can you do? So again, I'm like, I'm a little leery because I'm just coming home again, but I also know I got to get back in the grind too, and this could be my opportunity. So I was like, all right, I said, let me get 9 ounces. Dude looked at me like, what? He was like, man, nah, man, that's too small for me, man. So I'm like, too small? I said, what you talking about, man? He said, well, look, take a half a key right now. I said, all right, bet, cool. He said, look, we're going to finish this meal. We're going to continue chopping it up. He said, in a few hours, I'm going to call you. You can meet me. But in the back of my mind, I'm saying, that nigga bluffing. He bullshit. For real. I'm going to eat this motherfucker free meal. I'm going back to my family, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, a few hours later, I get a call.
Oh, man.
Where you at, Holmes? I'm like, shit, this nigga called for real. So I get in the whip. I go down to Alexandria, come down on Alpha Street by the rack, meet the nigga. He give me the half a brick.
Damn.
Get the half a brick from him. I take it to my motherfucking spot in Huntington. And me and my team stayed out there all night long. All night long.
Grinding
the whole night. all night long till mid-afternoon. And we finished that half a key. I called that nigga. I say, man, I got your money. He was like, man, you bullshit. I said, no, nigga, come get your 10 band, nigga. Come get your money. Man, stop playing, man. You for real, man? I said, man, we finished, man. Come get your money, man. Nigga came, got his money, and once I'm getting his money, I gave him another 5 bands to put on the next package.
Right.
He was like, what? He said, oh, shit. He said, you that nigga for real. But at the end of the day, it wasn't me. It was my team. My niggas that was doing it for real because I've been gone. I just was giving it to them. Right. I just stood out there with him the whole time.
Exactly.
But once that happened, bro, I never looked back from this, bro.
Yeah.
And we just locked in, man, like a motherfucker, lock and key. And it was to the point where the nigga didn't even want to go home without me being in the car with him.
Right.
Nigga would literally call me 2 a.m. at my crib and wake me and my family up. Where Pork at? Mama, can you wake him up? This nigga literally would leave out D.C. or Maryland and come to Virginia, pick me up, and then have me ride with him back out for a watch to the apartment because he didn't want to go sleep without me. That's the type of love me this nigga had with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that. And I ain't understand at the beginning, for real.
Right.
But when I started traveling with him, going back and forth to Brooklyn, really talking to him, meeting his family and stuff, then I realized, okay, this nigga a street nigga, but he also got a heart too. You know what I'm saying? And he welcomed me into his world. And he did. He welcomed me to the world, to a whole nother world that I had no clue that was existed.
And speaking on that, he's being from Brooklyn. He's from Marcy Projects, the famed Marcy Projects. Man, how was that when he finally took you up there?
Let me tell you something, bro. That was the experience, brother. On our way to New York, we on Trump Plaza, went on Trump shuttle. He had an airline called Trump Shuttle back then. So me and him sitting across one another, and I'm asking. I say, Dan, listen, let me ask you a question, huh? And I'm nervous though, for real, because I never been to Brooklyn. I never been to New York like that. So I'm nervous for real, because listen to they conversation, what was going on in Brooklyn at the time, like, damn, I'm going to I ain't got no gun on me or nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm going with these niggas. No, I'm gonna take care of myself, but not realize I'm with that nigga.
Right.
So I asked, I said, man, why you taking me to New York now, man? And he was like, man, Pork, let me be real with you, bro. He said, I met your family. Your family welcomed me in their house with open arms, man. Right. No, I sat on a couch that your mother don't let nobody sat on, nigga.
Straight up.
And I didn't know I was supposed to sit on that couch, but I sat on that couch, and she told me that I ain't supposed to be sitting on that couch, but she let me sit on her couch.
Straight up.
And he started loving my mother like it was his mother.
Respect.
Over the period of time. So he was like, man, it's only right that I introduce you to my family. I know yours. Now it's time for you to know my family. Right. I'm like, cool, bet. And that's what happened. He took me up there. I met his mom. I met Deidre, his girlfriend at the time. He had a brand new baby, little Danny, a little girl at the time. I met his brother, Michi. I love him. Rest in peace, Michi. I love you to death. David, his older brother. I met the family, man. And they welcomed me with open arms.
So you go from like Duke Street Hills, where you see a hill, you see a couple, 3 or 4 or 5 small to medium buildings. Then you go to Marcy Projects and you see these big old sky rises and it's one hood with a
different sides, 2 different sides of that motherfucker. Yeah. One side they say you don't go on. Jay talk about it in his music. One side of Marcy you don't go on.
Why is that? It's just too treacherous on that side?
Treacherous, man. I'm talking about treacherous, man. And like I said, I've been in projects before around here, but I had never been to a project like that before in my life, man.
So it's really huge.
It was really huge, and it's like that. It's violent. It was violent back then, literally. Right. And they gave me the green pass, the green light. Right. The green light. And I was going through that motherfucker like I lived that joint, parking the Porsche right in the front of their building, Tata Mother building.
And speaking on Tata, let's speak on this. Danny Diamondz happens to be Jay-Z's big homie.
They big homie, yes, sir.
So
the one that they looked up to. Right. Coming up.
So this was the guy.
He would have been with them had he not died in the costume we were in.
Right. So he was ahead of Jazzo
and Sauce Money and all them.
Sauce Money.
They all got love for Danny Diamondz. Every last one of them. So there's not a nigga in Brooklyn right now that's in Marcy Projects right now that had anything that they could say about Danny Diamondz.
So Danny Diamondz was that one.
Absolutely.
Was definitely
absolutely.
The one.
I saw it with my very own eyes.
And you feel like his next level, if he would have still been alive, was to go into the music game.
I mean, he was at that time. No,
or at least funded it.
I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, he would have funded, I'm sure. But his objective at that time was to take his money and buy 18 wheelers. Really? He was stacking his money up to buy 18 wheelers. And I'm gonna tell you a story, bro.
He gonna go on the open road.
I'm gonna tell you a real story, bro. This would really let me know where this cat was. I knew he was serious in the game, but I didn't know how serious he was into the game until this particular day. All right. I was at his place, and I was in his kitchen, and Holmes called me to his bedroom. He said, Paul, come here for a minute, man, I'll let you. So I goes into his bedroom. When I go into this boy's bedroom, say for instance, I'm sitting on his bed. His bed is right here. This is his headboard right here. He got 2 big-ass, tall-ass steel safes. Them old safes where you got a knob and a hand on it. Right. Some heavy steel joints. He had 2 of them.
It's a Wheel of Fortune type joint. Or Price is Right joint.
Man, bro, filled to the top where you couldn't even put no more money in it.
Goodness.
Both of them.
And this in the Marcy Projects?
No, this in Queens.
This is in Queens.
Yeah, his mama lived in Queens.
Hideaway in Queens,
yeah.
okay.
And this motherfucker had 2 safes full to the top where you couldn't even put no more money in them.
Goodness.
Money, he opened the motherfucker safe, but the money would fall out. And then he say, turn around. I turned around, and me not noticing, I turn around. This nigga got motherfucker. You know, ever see those laundry baskets, those little white laundry baskets, plastic laundry baskets?
Yeah.
Lined up on the wall. All ones. Like 20 of them. Filled to the top, number singles. That's for the family. That they can spend every day.
Oh, okay.
That he would, because he never kept ones.
Oh.
He gave the ones to the family, kids.
Right.
He gave the ones away. But he had motherfucking laundry baskets full of ones up against the wall. Man.
Right.
And he said, that's for my family. They could take those and spend those whatever they want.
Right.
I was like, what? And he said, Pork, this is what hustling all about.
Right.
And when I saw them 2 safes right there, I was like, man, this nigga a millionaire.
And you speak upon Ty, who was one of Jay's closest guys with Rock
dude.
Nation.
Good dude.
What's his connection to Danny Diamondz?
Like his little brother.
Like his little
Like
bro.
his little brother. He loved him. That's his brother.
Yeah.
They love each other. Genuine love. That's how I met Ty.
Right.
You know, so they come down to work for Danny at the time.
So when you met Jay and Ty, did you ever think they would be in this rare light with the Rock Nation?
I had no clue.
You were not.
Because me at that time, I wasn't no rap dude. I was a go-go dude. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm only hip-hop at that time with Heavy D.
Right.
Or when they come to D.C. or something. But outside of that, I wasn't really into no hip-hop. And
Right.
then when I went to Brooklyn, I was only in Brooklyn for one reason and one reason only.
Get this money.
Get me some money. That's it.
Straight up.
Straight up. No, nothing else.
Do you think like New York was at that time just as dangerous as DC
Absolutely.
or more?
Or worse.
Or worse.
Or worse. Back then. Or
Yeah.
worse. Because I know that Marcy Project, I was scared. Although
Yeah.
I had the green light. I
Right.
was scared going through there at nighttime by myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, you never know in New York City, bro.
Yeah. All it takes is one person to wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
For real,
All it takes
bro.
is
You know
one.
what I'm saying? It takes one. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Fort Greene too, another project, and you got Tompkins that he had, Red Hook that he was involved with too.
Yeah, and there's no called Clark and all of
Yeah,
them.
man, there was so many different projects in New York City, man. I can't name all of them, but I just know the ones that I used to frequent with him, which was Tompkins, Red Hook, and Fort Greene, and St. Michael's, I think was named up, in the 90s where the Jamaicans at. That's where he had all his connections, all his love at. And that's when I really realized how big this dude was. Because we would go to each one of them projects and pick up 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 100,000 from each one of them projects on a regular.
Goodness.
That's how I knew how he was his boy.
So he was getting it. And this is around the time when Rayful Edmonds in DC was getting it, man.
Yes.
So describe like how it felt to be in that realm of all this money getting around here. I mean, you got people coming from out of town coming in. You got people from homegrown in DC getting it. I mean, it's like a fashion show every day.
Every day. Every single day.
Somebody's one of the latest and greatest.
Yep.
But also you look on the news,
I'm gonna be honest
somebody's
with
dead.
you. We probably was shopping every day back then. We probably would be in Georgetown every day.
Really?
Literally. Every day. Hugo Ball Shop. Hugo Ball Shop loved us so much they would lock the door when we come in.
Oh, they were giving y'all the Gucci treatment like they do now.
That's how they would do. Lock the door when we come in because they know we come in and spend the bag. Real talk. And at that time, the whole Georgetown back then, because back then you can negotiate with the price of what you want to buy then.
Yeah, it's unique now because like a lot of the big stores left there. They went to the city center a little bit more
right.
downtown.
It's totally different from what it was
totally
back
different
then.
now. Yeah,
you can go walking into the Georgetown store, get you a pair of lizards, man, and he might got 200 on there, but man, I ain't got but 190, 180, and so negotiate your price for him back then.
Right.
And we had built so many relationships with the designers and the clothing people in Georgetown. They knew who we were.
Right.
They knew what we was doing.
Right.
But they ain't care. Cause we coming in their store spending thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I'm saying?
I mean, we getting it, man.
Yeah.
It's on.
We wearing Gucci and all that old shit back then.
Yeah, you're right, definitely. So, what about Danny Diamondz? Really sold you like him being able to like stand alone in DC by himself.
You know what he taught me, man? What I learned from that brother, man, that everybody don't need to be in your picture. Meaning that you don't need to have everybody in your circle, man. You know what I'm saying? And he also taught me, man, that you can't trust everybody. And he also taught me that all money ain't good money.
Straight up.
And that what kept, and I honestly feel like after I learned that from that brother, that what kept me out of here for real.
Right.
Because a nigga approached me for some money, don't mean it's a good money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And if I got a vibe from that nigga, I ain't taking your money, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Straight up.
And by me listening to him, I honestly can say that probably saved me sometimes, man.
So how did it feel like really being a man in Alexandria? Like killing the game?
I never looked at myself like the man in Alexandria, though, man. I just looked at myself. At that time, I was just a young nigga out here trying to make a way. And if you were to allow someone to take advantage of you, they're going to continue to take advantage of you.
Straight up.
So my uncle always tell me, it's only two hustles. It's going to be a sucker hustle or a thorough hustle. Which one you going to be?
Straight up.
If you're going to be a sucker hustle, you ain't going to last, nigga.
Yep.
But if you're gonna be a thorough hustle nigga, you're gonna be out here.
And
I took the latter. I learned how to be thorough. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't proud of it, but at that time I had to do what I felt I had to do.
Yeah. You know, when you're in that light, you know, it's gonna be some things that we all regret.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And I regret a lot of it, my brother. I do. I do. But I also take it as a learning experience too, because I'm still here to talk about it.
Yeah.
And by me able to talk about it, hopefully it prevent another younger brother that's behind me not to do what I did.
Yeah, straight. Yeah, definitely. So with Danny Diamondz, his tragedy of a loss.
Very, man.
Talk to me what happened, because what you was telling me was it was going to be a great day.
Yep, it's going to be a good day. Both of us was doing what we was doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it all to you right now, man. This particular day, I was out that morning. Me and my other partner, Scotty. I just wanted to treat myself that day. I had a good run.
Right.
I wanted to buy me another car.
Right.
And at that time, Arlington Boulevard, Wilson Boulevard was where like Select Auto, those dealerships that have those type of cars that would work with us.
Yeah.
So I was out there that particular morning looking at a car. Well, I get a phone call from Danny and CD. They were like, "Where you at, home?" And I'm like, "I'm at Arlington."
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I don't want nobody to get it twisted like he just called on a small cell phone. We're talking about the big cell phones back then.
Yeah, the big ones. They're the big ones.
We back in the day, so I don't want y'all to feel like he put on an iPhone and got a call. This is the big ones back in the day.
The big great joints, the big Motorola joints.
This man told me. I got to stop y'all. We was here talking. We're going to talk about it too, but this man told me he had a in-car phone speaker.
Yeah, back then. Hands-free joint.
Hey, shit crazy. I gotta hear this shit. But let's go back to the store. You at Arlington Boulevard, the service center.
So I'm and Scotty out there buying a car. I'm looking at cars about that. So I get that call from them. It's CD, Danny, and Rocky, which was CD's girlfriend. She from Brooklyn as well. Love you, Rocky, if you see this, John. And she had a 190 American Service Center that was getting serviced.
Okay.
And so they ended up leaving the new car lot, going to the service center in the back to pick her car up. So Dad and I, we sitting in the Ferrari part of the dealership talking about what was going on in society at the time. We talking about Ray and the Ray situation and whatnot.
So this about the time
Ray was going through the trial
down.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, at the time. So we talking about that shit. Then he threw out there, man, I might buy this Ferrari right here. It was a Ferrari Model. I think that was the name, a Ferrari Model back then. And I'm like, nigga, you tripping, man. You ain't buying no Ferrari right now. I said, all this shit going on right now in the city right now.
Firecrackers.
Nah, we don't need that right now.
Yeah.
But he was just bullshitting. With me. So he was like, yo, he said, look, man. He said, you been good to me, Paul. I'm like, yeah, I know that. You been good to me too, nigga. What you talking about? What's
Straight
going
up.
on? You know what I'm saying? What you trying to say?
Per usual.
Yeah, so he was like, man, look, go across the street and find you something. And mind you, a couple weeks before, he had just bought me a Rolex a couple weeks before.
Oh, man.
As a gift. You did what I'm saying?
Oh, that's love.
So I'm like, yo, man, what do you mean, man? You just bought me something, boss. What you talking about, man? He's like, man, go across the street and get you a car, man. You out here buying and looking for a car. Keep your money. Go on across the street and find you a car, man. I'm like, man, stop playing, man. He said, Pork, man, go across the street for seating and get back here, man. And if anybody know, American Citizen had the new cars on one side and the used cars on the other side of the street.
Exactly. Still do.
So I grabbed my man Scotty, nigga. I ran out across the street like a kid in the candy store. I ran over that motherfucker, man.
Hell yeah.
I found me a Mercedes, a navy blue with gray interior Mercedes. And I remember they wanted $25,000 at the time. And I saw the car, talked to the sales dude, told him I want the car, told him come back and get the car. White boy like he was laughing at me. Yeah, he was laughing at me.
Word.
All right, cool. So I go back across the street, me and Scotty. I said, Dan, I found something. He said, what's your license like? I said, well, back then I had an infraction, but if I paid the ticket, my license was back in order.
Right.
So I said, I just got to pay this little ticket, and my license will be back in order. So he said, listen, go take care of that. And then we can shoot back up here, and you go and get the car.
Right.
I'm like, cool, man, no problem, man. Shit, no, I'm happy now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's go. I keep my little money, too.
Exactly. We up.
And I'm up. So
we
I'm
up,
like, yo, Scotty, hold fast, Scotty. So CD and Rocky come back around, and they got her car. She ready to go. So, they got to pull off. So I was like, I'm going to jump in the truck with Scotty, man. We going to follow, y'all follow us down to DMV. That's when the DMV was down like on Monroe by the McDonald's uptown. Right there. So we get ready to get in the car. So he was like, Pork, jump in the car with us.
Right.
So I'm like, nah, I'm going to ride with Scotty because we've been together all morning. I'm going to ride with him. Just follow us to the DMV, Danny.
Right.
He's like, nah, man, we need to talk. We got to talk about them business, you know what I'm saying? So that what got me in the truck with them.
Right.
All right, cool. So I get in the truck with them. So we in the truck. I can tell you the song we were listening to is a house song. Can you feel it? Dum, 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 dum.
Oh, y'all was having the ball.
Dum, dum. Yeah, we were listening to that song.
Y'all turned
house
up.
shit. We turned up in the truck, me and Mercedes, right? So we get on the road on Washington Boulevard. And everybody know my man Dan. They know he like to drive fast. New York niggas drive fast. Let's be real.
Yeah.
A lot of New York niggas like to drive fast, man. And he drove fast. So we coming down Washington Boulevard. I'm listening to the music and shit. CD in the passenger seat in front. Danny driving. So as we coming down Washington Street, we end up racing Scotty because he got a Pathfinder too. His was a stick shift. Danny was an automatic.
Oh, okay.
So we end up racing Scotty going down Washington Boulevard. So as we going down Washington Boulevard, me not paying attention at the time, I finally had turned my head and saw the Ridge Road exit. You know how you take that Ridge Road exit?
Yep.
I saw the Ridge Road exit. That was the exit I needed to take to get to the DMV.
Right.
Had I kept my mouth shut, he probably would have kept going. And I hold myself accountable to a certain degree for this here, although it was intentional though. But if had I kept my mouth shut, homie probably kept on going.
Right.
But when I saw the exit, I was like, Danny, this the exit. Me not thinking he gonna try to catch the motherfucker because we down there past the exit.
Right.
He tried to catch that motherfucker. He whipped in that motherfucking exit. And if you know those Pathfinders back then on box
Top
joints,
heavy.
top heavy as hell,
Top
home.
heavy. They ain't know too much about technology like that.
Not at all, home. So
man, it's
he
new.
hit
SUVs was new then.
he hit that motherfucking curve, broke. And when he hit the curve, I'm looking at him and I'm seeing him fight the wheel back and forth. He's fighting the wheel. CD grabbing onto the little joint up here. The little joint behind you can hang your clothes on. He got that. He holding that, and I'm holding it too in the back. And the last thing my homie told me was, "Pork, hold on." That's what he told me. He said, "Pork, hold on." And I reached up and I held that motherfucker joint where you hang the clothes up in that Pathfinder, my nigga. And I held on that motherfucker joint, closed my eyes and ducked my head. All I could feel was the truck tumbling. And heard somebody screaming. That's all I could hear. My eyes shut now. I'm praying. God, don't take my life because I just had a daughter. Please don't take my life right now.
Right.
I knew I was in an accident.
Right.
And that motherfucker truck tumbled a couple times home. And it landed upright. When it hit that guardrail, the guardrail knocked the truck upright on its four wheels.
Okay.
But by that time, they were already thrown from the truck.
Already got flipped from it, yeah.
And at that time, the truck had threw me from the back seat to the hatchback. Mind you, I still got that joint in my hand, though.
What?
Yeah, from the turbulence from the truck that's flipping over, it took me
You
from
still
the
got the
back
ball
seat.
in your hand.
I still had that motherfucker in my hand, holding on to that motherfucker joint I was holding on to. And when I woke up, and I was cut up from the glass and shit, but when I woke up and I saw the sky out the back of the truck, the hatchback of the truck, the glass always broken out.
So he had like the tilted hatchback, the little angle one?
Yeah, it was broken out. It was broken out.
It was broken out though.
Broken
right,
out.
Exactly.
But I could see the sky.
Right.
So I said, I'm lying.
Yeah.
Then I started moving around, but at that time I started hearing people now.
Starting to get your senses coming back.
But senses are coming back. I'm
Right.
scared. I'm still lost because I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Right.
But I'm hearing people now.
Right.
And I was able to climb out of the truck. But people somebody telling me, or telling us to lie down.
Right.
Because I hear a lady screaming. And if you visualize Ridge Road, you know there's houses right there.
Yep.
It's a fence that separates the backyards of those houses to the highway.
Yeah.
There was a lady out there raking her yard who witnessed the whole accident.
Hold on, you talking about Arlington Ridge Road?
Arlington Ridge Road, yeah.
Y'all
right
coming
around
off
the
that
corner.
exit right
that
there?
That exit, boss, yeah. That coming off Washington Boulevard out of Arlington.
Yeah, that's the one that goes across the highway.
There you go, right there. Mind you, we was going to hit the overpass and go down to the underpass.
I see.
But that guardrail saved us. That guardrail knocked the truck back upright.
So they redid that, and
Yes.
now you can't.
Now you can't. They raised it now.
You raised it
because of us. That's right.
I see.
Because of the accident.
Right.
They did that.
Y'all could have damn near flipped back on 95.
But that was my point. We could have went on the 95, but that guardrail knocked us back upright.
Whew.
It was been over for all of us. Damn.
Yeah.
It was over with. Matter of fact, it wouldn't have been over because they was already knocked out of the truck. They was already thrown from the truck.
Right.
It'd been over for me because I was still in that
You
motherfucker.
still stuck in there.
Yeah.
Right.
They were thrown from the truck. So when I was able to climb out the truck, and when I climbed out the truck, I walked to the front of the truck.
So y'all got all those nice houses on the ridge just looking at y'all.
No, a lady. She was out there raking her yard. She was out there raking the yard, and she was telling Danny to lay down because he stood up.
What?
Holmes stood up, and this is what I found out after the fact from this lady through the
Wow.
investigation and shit. He stood up after the accident.
Body in full shock.
He was in shock. He
Yeah.
stood up, took a step, and fell. She said, "That's how thorough he was. Nigga stood up from an accident like that. And if you saw him, he was fucked up.
Right.
He was fucked up." And when I heard the lady, but I ended up walking to them niggas, and I got down in between both of them. Now, CD was breathing because he had blood coming out of his mouth, but he had bubbles, and I could see the bubbles. But I had his hand. I squeezed his hand. I had his hand, holding his hand, telling him to keep breathing. Both of them, man, y'all keep breathing. Please keep breathing. Crying and shit, keep breathing. But I also see the people, too, from the traffic that we stopping. They
Yeah.
starting to come up now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm telling niggas, keep breathing, CD, keep breathing. But I know CD alive because he's squeezing my hand.
Right.
So when he down there broke my motherfucking hand.
Right.
He squeezed me so much.
Right.
But Danny, I couldn't tell.
Right.
I couldn't tell. But he was you know what I'm saying, he was bent up.
Yeah.
All kinds of ways. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So ambulance come, they grab us, they take us to the little hospital, the orthopedic hospital in Arlington. We get there. They check us out. They check me out, broke. We find out I ain't broken up or nothing like that. I'm cut from the glass. The feds come and get me. Take me downstairs. Me and my mama. They take me downstairs. The feds.
Goodness.
Why my man fighting for his life? Both of my partners fighting for their life.
So now he's got a tragic accident.
Yeah.
A horrific accident. Now the feds is want to interview you.
Because know why they there though? Because of the money Danny had in the truck, which I didn't know he had the truck. But remember, he was going to buy me a car.
Right.
He had a whole rack of money, shoeboxes of money in the truck. That actually, when the truck flipped, all the money came out the truck.
It's all on the street.
All on the street. All on the highway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they come pull me downstairs at the hospital. I kirked out on them. Man, fuck you crackers. Fuck y'all talking about. I go off on them.
Right.
Dude, they looking at me crazy. I'm like, my friends up there fighting for their motherfucking life. Y'all gonna pull me down and act with some bullshit like that? I don't know nothing about that shit y'all talking about, man. No, none of that shit. They don't let me go. I go back upstairs, waiting and trying to figure out what was going on with them dudes, man. So me and my mother, we sitting there, the whole Alexandria down there at this time.
Wow.
The whole Alexandria outside now, because the word got on the street that I was in an accident, that I died.
Right.
Everybody from out street.
So everybody thought you was dead as well.
Everybody thought I was dead. So when I come back upstairs, I come through the lobby, I see everybody like, damn, what the fuck? They were crying, everybody. And they was like shocked to see me, because again, they thought I was dead.
Right.
But when I come out telling everybody, you know, I let them know I'm good, and I talk and let them know what was going on, they still operating on Danny and Ceedie. They come out from Danny, they tell us the news that he died. And they asked me and my mom, are we family? Because somebody need to identify his body. So my mother go do it. And she goes back there to see my home. And she come out all the pieces. I ain't never seen my mama like this before.
Wow.
I've never seen my mama like this before, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a shocker to me. And she was like, son, I can't let you go back there and see him.
Wow.
I'm not going to let you go back there and see him. And she said, you don't need to see him like that.
Right.
That shit scared the shit out of me, man.
Right.
And she didn't let me go back and see him. So I had to call his wife, his girlfriend at the time, and his mother to tell them what happened.
Right.
You know how hard
that
was?
That has to be painful.
How hard that was, home?
And only you can do it.
Because
your other boy was hurt.
He had surgery.
He had surgery.
He had surgery for 22 hours.
Wow.
They had to repair his neck and his back. He broke his neck and his back in 2 places.
Goodness gracious.
And mind you, this nigga tall. This nigga like 6'4", 6'5".
Wow.
To get thrown from a Pathfinder.
Goodness.
Yeah, he was broken up. And he tell me today he was thankful that I was there, because had I not been there, he would have died. By me holding his hand, him squeezing my hand, let me know he still had life.
Right.
You did what I'm saying, home?
Yeah.
But yeah, she said, I can't let you go see him. And from that point on, me had to call him, Deidre, and his mom to let them know that he is no longer coming home and he dead. They thought I was playing a game. His mother told me, Porky, stop playing. You know we don't play like that. I'm like, Miss Williams, you know we don't play like that. I would never call your house and play with you like this here.
Right.
So Danny died in a car accident. And man, all I could hear was a bunch of screams on that end. And so I had to send for them to come down.
Right.
And they come down, and you know, everything else was history. They got his body. I went up to Marcy. I flew my whole family to Marcy for his funeral. Jay Allen was at the funeral.
Wow.
The Jay talked about it in one of his songs, talking about the way Daddy did the way he wanted to do it. That was his motto. I'm gonna do the way I want to do it.
Right.
That was his motto. And I flew my family up. We went to the funeral and the whole 9 yards. I didn't even want to go to the burial site. I still don't know where he buried at to the day. I didn't even want to go to the burial site.
Right. Life after Danny Diamondz, how was that? Personally and in the street life?
It was, as far as the Brooklyn dudes, it was difficult. Because it was almost like with Tata, and it was like, our relationship kind of dissolved a little bit with that did. You did the same with that did.
Right.
Why, I don't know. Because I always show Tata and, painting them dudes mad love when they come to our city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I always felt like they was my responsibility when they come here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I did that. And I don't get me wrong, I got the same love when I got there too.
Right.
Tata mama, she fed me. Rest in peace, Miss Smith. But and his dad, they welcomed me in their house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was it was just a different environment for myself back then, man. Real talk. And all of us got a lot in common. That what made us such good friends. Although we from different states, but we all had a lot in common. And niggas from the projects too. I was from the projects, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got it from the mud, man.
Yeah.
But I knew they had the hustle in them. I saw the hustle in them dudes, man.
Right.
But again, back to your question, I had no idea Tata would turn out to be the man he is today, and I'm proud of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt. So, after the sudden passing Danny Diamondz, what did the street life take you then?
I was back in the streets. I got back in the streets. You know
Was it like easier? Like
it was.
Was it like harder? To, like
no, actually, it was easy. It was a little easier at that time though, for real, bro. Because I was so groomed already.
Yeah.
I knew what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had the connects already.
Right.
I still had even his connects was still my connects.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes when like the out of town.
Yeah, absolutely.
It shuts off.
It shuts off.
Yeah.
And it did to a certain degree again with Tata and them. It shut off. They stopped coming down.
Really.
But I still had to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
So Jay them stopped coming as well.
But Tata.
Okay.
Tata them started coming. Birmingham, they stopped coming down at the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Jay was doing something somewhere else. I think like at Baltimore, Maryland somewhere. He was doing something with them up there. But Tata them started coming down. But again, I knew it was because again, Danny passed away.
Right.
And then and to be real with you, me and Tata got into a little conflict. I ain't gonna talk about it, but we got into a little situation where I felt like I was disrespected. And got at him. You know what I mean? But we worked it out with my dog. You know what I'm saying? Because he know I wouldn't have did that to him.
Right.
You feel me? But I also know it's two people in this situation I'm talking about. I know it's two people play a role.
Yeah.
And my sister played a role too. You know what I'm saying? But him being my dog, you don't cross that threshold.
Right.
Because I wouldn't do that to your sister because you my man.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? But he did that to me.
Yeah.
So although even though she wanted to give it to him,
right,
you still gonna be like, nah, that's my dog.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna do that there because that's disrespectful to him because he told me not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very tricky with the street shit.
Very tricky, homie. Very tricky, bro. But at the end of the day, I still got respect for him. I still love that nigga. I mean, I still got respect for him. He motivates me to the day. You know what I'm saying? Because again, he got it from the mud. Now this nigga's probably a billionaire too. His partner billionaire. Yeah. So he up there too. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
His boys, his kids are doing great. And shout out to Spank. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get a free chance. Y'all make sure y'all get some Spanking hot sauce. He got his own hot sauce on the market right now. It's called Spanking hot sauce. Y'all make sure y'all get some of it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when was the time when you had to take a seat down, being incarcerated? This is how many years after that?
It was like I got locked up in 80 in I caught the case 89. I went and I started doing my time in 90. I didn't get out to end in 96.
And Danny died when?
88.
So you went from that. So you didn't have that much time before you got pinned up.
Pinned up again. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you went through a lot in a couple years.
I sure did, bro, man. I sure did, bro.
How much time you had to do?
I did on 12 years. I did total 7 years total.
And how did that shape you?
Man, it made me a man, bro. It made me a man. It showed me, man, that what I'm saying, that at times in life you gotta stand up, bro, because in there ain't nobody gonna do shit for you, bro.
Right.
You out of society then, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, man? Life go on because you inside them gates, nigga. Life still going out here. You know what I'm saying? And up until I learned that part, that would make my time easier because I'm still trying to worry about what was going on out here and still trying to do what was on inside them gates.
Yeah.
OG told me, nah, young blood, you can't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in my cell with a calendar. Them motherfucker come here and pull my calendar off the wall. Nah, nigga, pull that calendar off the wall. We don't do time like that around here.
Right.
But again, I didn't know. I'm learning. The penitentiary game.
Right.
Niggas don't do calendars in there.
Really?
Yeah, they don't do that because it makes the time long.
They do.
Because I'm in there scratching days off. Nigga, I got years. I'm scratching days off. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga like, man, nah, pull that motherfucker off, dog. You ain't doing no calendars in here. You gonna do your time, nigga. When your day come to go home, you gonna go home.
Go home.
And I had to learn that. You know what I mean? And you in there, it molds you. It make you a man, bro.
It makes you appreciate things more.
Man, it makes you appreciate the smaller things, man. Taking a shit. How would you feel about shitting in a stall with 7 other shitters right next to you, and you got 5 other niggas shitting right next to you, and then with a barrier between y'all? You smelling all his shit, he smelling all your shit.
Yeah.
Or you taking an open shower with 9 other motherfuckers, huh? Shit
Not
crazy.
comfortable. Yeah.
It's uncomfortable, man. But you got no choice but to deal with it in there. You ain't got no choice.
Yeah, you gotta adapt.
You got to adapt, man. And if any brother out here can adapt to that situation, he can adapt to anything.
And that's the thing about it, man. I just feel like with the, prison is prison, jail is jail. But I feel like, man, the adaptability that a man or a woman has to go through in a penal system, man, has its lasting effects on them coming back into society.
Yes, but that person has to be open minded to understand that differential, though.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Because some people get institutionalized.
Yes.
And they come out here and still carry the same way they was carrying in there.
Exactly.
And they keep going back.
And that's the key.
Keep going back.
And that's the key, man.
I didn't fall into that loop because I knew that wasn't my plan to be in penitentiary all the time. Although I was doing activities that would cause for that, but had I got caught for what I was doing, I would willing to deal with the consequences.
When you first saw your child after you did your 7 years, was you like, whoa?
Ooh, man, you talking about my daughter?
Yeah.
My daughter, when I left, my daughter was 2. When I got out, she was 9.
Wow.
turning 10 when I got out. And, oh, man, it was hard, man, because I was with my daughter and her mother before going in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But when I went in, I couldn't expect that sister to stay single for 7 years for me.
Straight up.
Life go on.
It does, man.
It didn't start like that. Don't get me wrong. When I first
Of
got in,
course
it didn't start like that.
Of course
now.
not.
I was on her nerves. I called her phone every day. What you doing? What you doing? But I can't. Once you in there, and young fellas, understand this. You cannot control a relationship in penitentiary or jail. Period. Because she could tell you what she want to tell you to ease your nerves while you in there. But when she hang that phone up, my nigga, she taking care of her life, my nigga.
She is.
And I had to learn that. Because once I learned that in there, all my stress level went down. Because I was in love with my daughter mama, man. I wanted to be with my daughter mama, but I couldn't be with her.
Yeah.
But I was expecting her to stay single and raise my daughter by herself while I was in penitentiary. But not realizing the woman got needs too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And while I'm gone, another nigga slide in.
Yep.
It's just natural. It happens.
It happens, man.
Real talk, it happens. And when I come home, of course, the feelings wasn't the same. People change over time.
Over
You know what I'm
time,
saying?
yeah.
But she still was my baby mom.
Straight up. Yeah. And it's like people have to grasp that. I want you to tell a story of how the situation where you was in jail, where you talking about the man who had life.
Oh yeah, my roommate.
Yeah,
I had a roommate, man.
Because it coincides with what you're just talking about, man.
Yeah.
People really need to hear this part, man.
I had a roommate, man. I was telling you, bro. And I wish I could say his name on here because I'm sure he's still in the system. But I had a roommate I met in Southampton at this time. I was going to Southampton at this time on my charge. And mind you, I had 12 years. They put me in a cell where the nigga had 215 years.
215.
215. What judge in his right mind gonna give somebody 215 years?
Sending a message.
Sent a straight message to this boy. And his co-offender was down the hallway too.
How old was he when he was in jail with
I was
you?
about 20-something, my early 20s.
And how old was he?
Same thing. He was
What?
Because we were in Southampton. Southampton for not the youth, but the young early 20s. That was Southampton was for.
Oh, okay.
It was
So he's a young bull still.
He was a young bull. Yeah, he was a youngin. That's what
I thought he was like an old timer you was talking about.
The Southampton was for the youngins.
Okay.
The young wild ones with crazy sentences. That was
Okay.
Southampton was for.
Okay.
So him had 215 and his roommate had 175. He was down the hallway.
Jesus.
His
running mate.
His co-defendant was down the hallway. He had 175. And this nigga was my cellmate. So mind you, when I found out nigga had 215 years, my nigga, man, every night I go see I had one eye open, man. But I made it clear to that boy, man, any motherfucking move, nigga, we gonna fight in this cell, nigga. We gonna fight. And we gonna fight to the motherfucking end. And mind you, I was in shape. I didn't have this. I was in
Right.
shape.
Right.
I was in shape then. And we was gonna go at it.
Right.
Man, that nigga gave me no troubles. And then I started watching the boy. Fellas. Again,
Got some free game here.
you cannot control a relationship if you got a penitentiary number, man. This brother had 215 years and was worried about a woman. A woman that literally, and I read the letter. She was telling the boy in the letter she got to go on with her life, that she can't do nothing with him. He's locked up. This boy walking around this motherfucking penitentiary crying, whining in my cell about a female, knowing he ain't never going home.
And 1 second, did you see him cry about anything else before you seen that?
No, I saw him cry about a female, not the time. If that would have been me, I'd have been crying about that 215, knowing I ain't gonna never go home again. I ain't gonna never sleep with a woman again.
Yes, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been worried about.
Is it true people have cell phones in jail?
Now they do.
Now they do. Not back then. What makes it so much easier now?
Good question, man. I don't know how them niggas get
Is
them phones.
it because the more? But y'all was getting money back then.
I was getting money.
But it wasn't smaller cell phones.
I was getting money
either.
back then, but I wasn't getting no cell phone.
Right.
I was getting cash. Yeah, you know.
Could you get extra phone call time?
No, because they had phone systems in there, and back then
And they could trace
you
it.
had phone cards. Yeah, at that time they had phone cards. You can get these phone cards, and you can place phone calls through these phone cards back then. But they don't do that no more. The system's totally changed now.
Yeah, because
Like,
I'm seeing folks getting cell phones
Yeah.
by the day, by the daily.
I don't know how these motherfuckers getting.
Man, they
in
getting
jail,
pulled
man.
in money. I'm like, man, why this was going on back then?
Niggas in jail got Instagram accounts, bro.
Yes, and they're on them.
And they own them. And I don't know. I mean, God's bringing them in. Obviously, somebody bringing them into these boys.
And it saddens me to a point where it sends, and I don't want to just blame everything on social media because it has a lot of good things, but I just feel like social media is doing a disservice to the justice system as far as the jail system, that it's making jail look like it's cool.
Yeah,
Like
for
you're
fact.
getting stripes now.
That's right. That's why these young brothers don't mind going to jail.
Exactly.
Now. They don't care. I mean, y'all just tell me, man, we don't care about going to jail. Huh? We ain't
Yeah.
tripping off that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? You mean tell me you okay with going to jail, being away from your family, your loved ones, or doing the thing that you like to do every day, to go sit in the motherfucking cell with dude telling you what drawers to wear, what socks to wear, when to eat, when to shit? Oh, come on, bro. Come on, man. To me, it just don't make any sense, man.
It doesn't, man. But it's unique how this thing has a hold on folks, man. Like nobody trips off going to jail like that no more.
Unfortunately, it does, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna hit them niggas when them motherfucker judge tell niggas they got a rack of motherfucking time.
Yeah.
And they ain't gonna be out here no time soon. When they get out, they be 63 years old.
Yeah.
Then they just start reality sit in. So like with me, reality set in with me after the first time I went up for parole. Because in my mind, I was a first time offender. I was on attempted murder, use of a firearm. My lawyer's telling me you're a first time offender. You'll do 24 months. You'll go up for parole. But by you never had no juvenile charge, no nothing, you have a great chance of making parole that first time around. But mind you, that was before I got in penitentiary, before I started running with the niggas in penitentiary, catching cases.
Straight.
I was in my mind, I can do 2 years, 24 months, and I'll go home. Well, unfortunately, that didn't happen for me.
But was that the play for your girl at the time too, your baby mom? Like, yeah, I'm gonna do the 2 years and we good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just hold me down for the 2.
Baby, I could do 2 years with you. I could do 2 years with you. And again, I can never vision my girl getting some pussy to another nigga at that time. I would love.
Of course not. But your whole mind thing, I'm gonna do 2
years. I'm gonna be back home. Be back in the mix again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I took the plea.
Right.
Because he was telling me after 2 years you could be back home. I like that. Cool. I can do that.
Right.
I did that. I took the plea bar. Well, again, unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. I got in penitentiary and started realizing penitentiary rules.
Yeah.
How penitentiary moves. Got in there with my team, my OGs from Alexandria that was already in, that took me under their wings when I got in the joint, gave me the game. And once I learned that shit, they already knew I was a thorough young dude already because I was already in the streets. The streets talk.
Right.
Even in penitentiary, the penitentiary niggas know what's going on in the street. So I had already had a name already.
Right.
So when I came through the system, they already knew who I was. I come through the system, they got bags of food for me and everything.
Right.
To make sure I'm good when I got in. But when I got in, I learned the rules and regulations of penitentiary. How to move, who to fuck with, who not to fuck with. And once I learned that shit there, my brother, it was on.
All right, I got 2 questions. What's the scariest thing you seen in jail?
The scariest thing I saw in jail was saw these 2 dudes fight and 2 white boys. They was fighting each other. One white boy put out a blade. The other white boy didn't see it. So the white boy went to swinging. When he went to swinging, he lost his fingers. Yeah, he lost his fingers. Cut his fingers off.
What?
Yeah. Cut his fingers off. I don't know where the boy got the blade from. I don't know where he got it from, but he got the blade. And back then, I ain't gonna say I know where he got the blade. I know where he got it from because back then they was making boots. They was making jeans.
Right.
They was making shirts and shit.
Carpentry.
Yeah, carpet. They were doing furniture and shit. So I kind of, put 2 and 2 together where it come from. The shop.
To the
shop.
shop.
What I'm saying? He just had the piece put up.
Yeah.
And they got the rumbling. The other white boy didn't see it.
So it was like blood splattered,
blood
not like the
everywhere.
movies.
The boy lost fingers.
Looked like the movies.
Yeah, blood went every motherfucking way. That was the worst case that I ever seen.
And did that make you think like, damn, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
What?
I want to get home.
And mind you, I was only 3 years in. I still had time
damn.
to go. I was only 3 years in at the time. You know what I'm saying?
So you stuck in the mud.
But I was still going to parole every year, but they was turning me down.
Right.
I had already turned me down for parole 3 times at that time.
Right.
Because at the time I was on a violent charge. I'm in there fighting.
Right.
I hit the boy upside the head with the curl bar.
Whew.
That's on my jacket. So every time I go to parole, they seeing this because they reading my jacket. They like, damn, son, you in here on attempted murder, but you in here fighting and you ain't changing. You ain't ready for society yet.
Right. So when you go to a Virginia state prison, is Alexandria by itself or is Alexandria with DC? Or is it with Richmond? Was Richmond and Tidewater?
Alexandria, DC, and Maryland.
So Alexandria, DC, and Maryland. So it's a DMV crew.
DMV crew. Alexandria,
when
DC,
you was
and Maryland.
there.
We jailed together.
Then it's Richmond.
Richmond by themselves. We was beefing with Richmond. We didn't fuck with
Tidewater by themselves.
We fuck with Tidewater.
Okay.
When I was in, we fuck with Tidewater. I had some good niggas from Tidewater that fuck with me hard, and I still fuck with them to today.
Tidewater 757
Facts.
if y'all don't know.
Facts. I got love for Tidewater, man. In that Portsmouth area, I got good dudes from those towns, man.
Yeah.
But the Richmond niggas was the one who always was giving us difficult.
Really?
Always giving us difficult. And the reason why I hit the boy upside the head with the curl bar because he called me a bitch. We was working out on the weights one day. These niggas come. They try to tell us that we gotta get off the weight pile. We like, man, we ain't getting on the weight pile. We here first, nigga. Y'all gotta wait till we finish our workout. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dude, like, nah, you bitch ass niggas gotta get off the weight pile. You know what I'm saying? We trying to work out. So I'm like, what? My man, like, yo, he called us a bitch. I said, yeah, he called us a bitch. And in there, a nigga call you a bitch. It's just go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go. It ain't gonna be,
go.
nah, man, fuck you. No, nigga call you a bitch in penitentiary. You got to go.
You gotta go.
Period. Win or lose, you gotta go.
Gotta fight.
Got to fight.
Yeah.
So I said, no, son, all right, cool. So we went on. We did our workout and everything. Did what we do. We finished working out. Then we get on the weight bench. We get on the weight bench. That's this one nigga got down the weight bench. Got on the weight bench. I grabbed a curl bar, started swinging.
Woo!
You know the big work. You know that big curl bar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker started swinging.
Or the
old school joint. You know how heavy that joint is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Broke.
Yeah.
Busted my side of the motherfucking onion. Had to get a nigga like 20-some stitches in his head.
Oh, he had to get his issue.
I could have got a case. They was trying to give me a malicious wounding case in penitentiary.
Damn.
But do they press charges? But know why he ain't press charges?
He started.
Because he started. He called us a bitch.
He started it.
He called us a bitch.
You gotta wear that.
Take it. Nigga took it. And I saw him from that point on. I saw him around the institution. Never said nothing else to us ever again. None of them.
And that's the mentality you gotta have in prison.
You had to. And bro, I'm telling you this on God. I got niggas right now in the penitentiary with me at the time would come to your show and tell you how I was doing it in there. I was an animal in that joint. I felt like I had to get that way because I'm around niggas that got all this time, and these niggas see it one inclination that I'm soft. Yep. They're gonna take advantage of me.
Well, nothing to lose. They got nothing to lose.
I had nothing to lose. I knew I ain't have no license, so I knew they couldn't hold me forever.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna have to do 6.5 years. Yeah. They gotta let me go.
So you end up doing how much time?
7 years with jail time and the penitentiary time. I did 6.5 years in penitentiary. I mandatory all my time.
Okay.
And with 12 years, you did 6.5 years on 12.
So you did 6.5
on 12. Yep.
So you come home. What's Ernie Lyles' mentality? Are we going back to the grant?
a whole new brother, man. I came home a whole new brother, man. I came home wanting to, pick my life up. I knew I didn't want to go back there, but I also know the type of person that I am, how I like to live. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, we live expensive.
We do. Unfortunately, we do, man.
We are.
You know what
We
I'm
some
saying?
expensive
we
brothers,
live expensive, man. And at the time, I was living expensive, man, before I went to jail.
Yeah.
So I wanted to live a lifestyle again. You know what I'm saying? So I came home and was fortunate enough to, relinquish, get back with some friends that was already still in the mood, in the game. Pardon me, and they looked out for me.
And we back on.
I went back on, got back on, and then got back on with no money.
Right.
Started with no money at the time. Niggas, they just blessed me.
Right.
And I always tell y'all niggas, sometimes, man, relationships are bigger than money, home.
They are.
I'm firm on that right now.
They are.
Real talk. I ain't too big on no money. I like a relationship.
Yeah, man.
They go a lot further. Relationships got me out of a lot of shit.
The money comes and goes, man.
That's right, but relationship stays. Yeah. Like relationships that I built with friends, niggas over the time, are still with me today and still help me till today. Real talk.
Making Atlanta your home away from home.
Yeah.
Tell us about that move when you made that move.
I went to the move with my best friend, man. It's crazy because his name Bert, so everybody used to call it Ernie and Bert, like Sesame Street, Ernie and Bert.
Oh, wow.
That's how I used to dress us down there, Ernie and Bert. But that was my best friend, man. I love you, boy, if you see this podcast, too, man. But like I was telling you, it was just him and his family who got me into Atlanta. Okay. I was just literally helping them out this time, helping them move their stuff up from New Jersey to Atlanta, and just helping them relocate. That was it. I was going to go back to Jersey to go back to school in New York.
Right.
Well, unfortunately, World Trade Center happened.
Right.
They shut my school down because it was a few blocks from the World Trade Center. I made a decision to stay in Atlanta. I knew I wanted to get in the music business.
So that's 01.
Yeah, 01. Actually, 01. Absolutely.
01. 9/11.
When I first touched down Atlanta, 01. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when I realized, okay, because I was going to school for music, I was going to learn the business side of the music business. So when I got to Atlanta and realized I couldn't go back to school, I said, well, what you going to do, bro? You want to be in the music business? You in the Mecca right now.
Right. And at that time, it wasn't. That was Outkast, Dudger Family, Pastor Troy,
Ball and G, man.
G.
Man, shit. Who else that motherfucker? What's the fat boy? What's his name?
Not Bone Crusher.
Yeah, Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher.
Luda was coming out too at the time.
Luda was working on his.
Luda, he was on the radio station too.
He was on the radio station. It was still just bubbling. If you were like
Outkast, Luda, but he was coming.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But it was Outkast.
Outkast
really.
was the man. That was the group back then.
Those were the ones.
Dungeon Family. The Dungeon Family. They was the shit.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had just really getting acquainted to hip hop.
I think T.I. just started then.
Man, T.I. almost got in a fight with T.I. Yeah, in the bathroom at Club 112.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking to his partner KT one day. We was having a conversation about booking him.
Really?
About booking him. Nigga come in the bathroom behind KT.
This is when he's T.I. was, but he on his way.
He was T.I.
I'm serious.
I'm serious. During that time.
Oh, really? He just jumped.
L.A. Reid. He had just dropped. He had just got dropped with L.A. Reid.
I'm serious.
When I bumped into the nigga in this bathroom, and I knew he was, but he had a fucked up attitude.
I hear.
He gonna ask KT, who the fuck is this? And me and KT was just in there talking. Again, me trying to find a way to try to book this nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he come in the bathroom at Club 112. If anybody from Atlanta, Georgia know what Club 112 is.
Right.
And he come in the bathroom with the fucked up attitude, and he asked KT, who the fuck am I?
Really?
I took offense to it. Like, who the fuck is you? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I mean?
Right.
But KT like, Tip, no, this my man. You know what I'm saying? He from DC. They thought I was from DC at the time. They think everybody from the DMV from DC. So
Right.
They
That's
like,
they,
no, he from
they group
DC.
you together.
Yeah, they grew us together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he like, this my man from DC, man. You know, he trying to talk business, man, with us, right? Woo do woo. So he kind of calmed down. And, you know, I ain't said nothing else to the nigga after that. You know, I left it alone. You know what I'm saying? But I never got a chance to book the nigga, though, man. But that was the one time I got a chance. I ran into Tip, man. You know what I mean? And I respect Tip, too. I love what he doing. You know what I mean? You know, big tip my hat out to the brother.
When did you go to your first Magic City moment?
Oh, man. Woo.
Did you go like when you first initially went there? Like,
man, nigga, I was burnt out on Magic City, nigga. Every Monday night, I'm Magic City, nigga.
word.
Every Monday night.
So you seen the Freaknik,
everything,
all of that,
bro, all of that.
So you seen like the buildings of Black Hollywood, as you told me
absolutely,
earlier.
Absolutely, I watched the transition. I watched the transition. Even then,
it turned after 9/6 with the Olympics, and that's when
I already started making the change. Then Tyler Perry, like, so he started building his facility there.
Yeah,
started bringing Hollywood there, and boom, now it's Hollywood. It's Black Hollywood.
It's literally Black Hollywood.
Literally Black Hollywood. They shoot movies in the city of Atlanta right now. Yeah, man. It's a beautiful city, bro. Trust me, man. Beautiful city, I love it.
So you go there and you plant roots in Atlanta.
Plant roots, I end up, meeting a young sister, man, having a fling with her, get her pregnant, got a little boy now.
Wow.
So I mean, I love him. That's my man. I love Atlanta. I love that he's in Atlanta. And Atlanta's a great city, man.
So did did the street life commence there, or did you end it?
No, it picked up there.
Really?
Because I was out of the life when I got there. I wasn't even thinking about the game.
So you was square biz when you went there.
I was walking a straight and narrow, working in the barbershop, cutting hair.
Wow.
That's all I was doing, trying to get into the music game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't even thinking about the drug game at that time.
Right.
Until I met a Chico. You know what I'm saying? So I met that dude.
Yeah.
You know, when I met him, hey man, it was off to the races, man.
And you were back on.
I was back on, man, doing what I was doing at the time, man. And again, at that time, the cannabis game was getting soft too, for real,
right.
At that time.
Because at that time, I know a lot of people used to complain down in the South where it wasn't hitting as much like that.
So it wasn't really no big thing for me to walk to have 100 pounds of grass at my crib.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, at that time. Because, again, ain't nobody really know what was going on at the time but me and my partners. You know what I'm saying? That was from Dayton. Only us.
What's the biggest difference between the DMV and Atlanta?
The difference between the DMV and Atlanta.
Like this one thing that we like to do that they don't, and vice versa.
The difference that I learned about here in Atlanta, the dudes in Atlanta, they jail together. If you pay attention to the music game right now, all them niggas work together with each other. Yeah. They get bread together. Yep. They build businesses together. Yeah. They work. I mean, literally, I watch these niggas, man, and they ain't not hating on each other, man. They try. Them niggas try to help each other. But what I learned, if you ain't in that loop, it's hard for you to get into the loop. Right. And that's what it was for me. I was trying to get into the loop, but they niggas wasn't fucking with me. Right. They wouldn't let me, man. They wouldn't let me manage nobody. They wouldn't even let me book them until I was able to get into the loop. And how I got into the loop, I was blessed to meet 8Ball and MJG's manager. And I love him. That's my dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? He the one who kind of opened the door for me to meet a lot of the niggas in the industry through him.
So 8Ball MJG stayed in Atlanta as well?
No, they stayed in Atlanta, but they from Memphis.
They from Memphis, but they relocated as well. Like, a lot of people that's relocating to stay in Atlanta as well. Man,
everybody in Atlanta, brother, man. Everybody you see on television now, they in Atlanta, bro.
That's crazy.
Facts, man. Facts. They in Atlanta or in the outskirts of Atlanta.
Either way, in a big old house somewhere.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They living their life. Yeah. You know, and like I said, I encourage, even now, with these rap dudes from our city, I encourage them brothers to go to Atlanta. Because you have to if you're going to be in this music business.
You do.
You got to. You
got to see it.
You got to be in that. You got to see it in order to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because the niggas and them niggas in Atlanta, baby, them, they out every day. Yeah. And they regular niggas. Yeah. They just got a high profile occupation. Yep. They regular dudes, man. Yep. Real talk. And I try to let these young dudes, it can happen for you too, bro. Yeah. You just got to put the work in that them dudes put in, man.
You got to.
And be consistent with it. That's it. Yep. And all you just take is one record. That's one record.
Only one.
One record to catch on, and it take you out of here.
That's all.
That's it.
And that's all.
And it can do it. And the wheel is already the wheel has always been created. We just trying to add a spoke to that motherfucker. Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
And that's why I tell all my youngins here. Eyes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, young, and I tell them niggas all the time. You know Eyes, he been on your show. Yeah. Yeah, I love Eyes. I love Eyes. Eyes is a dope artist, man. I want to work with Eyes, man. I tell him all the time. I think Eyes is dope. I just need Eyes to be more consistent. If he be more consistent, I can help him. I'm rocking with him. I'm fucking with Eyes.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of talent in this city, bro. And I'm going to be the one to get the nigga deal in this city. Watch what I tell you. Mark my word.
And that's the thing, man. I just feel like Atlanta they have Southern discipline underneath all the hood shit.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
There's some type of morality there.
There's a lot of morality there.
You know what I'm
Them
saying?
boys don't care about where you from. As long as you come to Atlanta, Georgia, and you respect that culture in
Show
Atlanta,
love.
Georgia, they gonna love you,
show you
man.
love, man.
They gonna love you, bro. And I learned that when I didn't go down there with no rah-rah shit. I never had a fight in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying, Holmes? I never had a fight. I had one incident where a white dude called me a nigga. That was the only incident I had that a white boy called me a nigga at a grocery store. But that was it. Outside that, I have not had an issue with not a nigga down there like that at all, to where we got to get to throwing blows with each other.
Right.
At all. All the dudes that I rock with in Atlanta, Georgia, show me love, man. And I know some real good heavyweight dudes in Atlanta, Georgia, right now. They're doing their thing right now, and they show me love. I can pick up the phone and call these niggas right now and direct.
Yeah, man. And Atlanta is definitely the epicenter of the black music and arts now, man. It's
And you
really
know
that,
what I know,
man.
bro, man. Real dudes recognize real dudes, man.
No matter where you go.
No matter where you go.
No matter where you go. I don't care what country you in.
That's right. You know, they're gonna recognize you, bro.
It does,
because
man.
the way you carry yourself.
You
man,
do.
Man. And
It
that's
does.
that's what I learned when I moved down there, man. I just carry myself accordingly, man. Didn't get in no situation with nobody. I played my role when I was with them niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I introduced myself, who I was to certain jokers, you know, man. And shit, niggas gravitated to me, bro.
So how was it like getting with A-Ball MJG? You was their barber on the road?
Actually, I was their manager's barber, but
You was the manager's barber.
Their manager's barber.
But you didn't cut everybody else's hair.
By fucking with him, I was cutting everybody else's hair. When I would fuck with him, he'd call me. You know, he might have a show or something. You know, can you line them up? You know what I mean? Yeah, hell yeah, why not? I go down there, take my clippers, line them up. But see, I had a plan though. My plan was, if I cut these niggas up, and I'm in this circle, I'm gonna meet other niggas. Cause I'm trying to get into the music game.
Yeah.
At the time. See, it's a game of chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
straight up.
I'm with these niggas, they heavyweights down south.
Right.
I'm with these dudes now. They like me. I'm building a friendship with these dudes. They managers my guy. I'm with them on a regular. You know what I'm saying? So I'm building a relationship with them. But amongst me building that relationship with them, I'm building a relationship with other dudes too.
Right.
And those relationships, again, are the relationships I'm fucking with right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, literally. But that was my whole game plan. I didn't want to go down to Atlanta, Georgia, to be no strictly no barber. No, I mean, I wanted to cut hair, true. It was just a trade I learned in penitentiary, and it was able to keep me above water when I got out with a job and some money in my pocket. But I used it as a platform to meet these niggas to get myself into the music business, man. Because, again, I tried down there on my own. It didn't work.
Right.
But when I linked up with a nigga that was already in the loop,
right,
and I started hanging with him, these niggas started seeing me with them, and we go to these clubs, 112, all the other clubs in Atlanta hanging out, doing us. And I started seeing them. I got the grass going.
Right.
Start meeting these niggas, and when you know it, they start calling me, come to the studio with them, and pull up to the studio, come vibe with me. And again, I ain't nobody. These niggas don't know nothing about me in my past. They know nothing about me.
Wow.
They knew nothing about me, and I never shared nothing with them. Know why? Because my goal was when I got to Atlanta, I wanted to start all over again.
Right.
That way I could pick and choose the dudes or the females that I want in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't know me.
Exactly.
They knew nothing about me at all. So I left all that shit at home. But my core circle now that they know what I did back then, they niggas like, what?
Yeah.
They're like, man, you did all that, boy.
Yeah, man.
Man, you crazy. They can't believe it. They cannot believe it. But they respect me, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I went down there closed my mouth, man. I wasn't relying on that shit. I'm in a whole other city, my nigga. I got to create my own lane.
Yeah.
Real
straight
talk.
up.
And that was what I did. I went down there and created my own lane, messed with good niggas down there, stay humble, man. When I, made money, had to break some niggas off, and kept it moving.
Yeah.
And again, the niggas showed me respect, man. You know what I'm saying? Right now, today. And again, that goes back to my OGs from Alexandria teaching me, my nigga. Sometimes money ain't everything. Sometimes it's a relationship, bro. You know what I'm saying? Relationships goes a long way. And I just stuck with it.
Definitely, man.
And that's why I get so much love around here, Joe. I mean, you ask around about me. The young niggas, if they wanted to be credited, they could have told you some dirty shit about me. But no, the young niggas from my city, they not doing that with me. When I come around, they show me love.
Yeah.
And I was friends with, and some of them I don't even know, but I may know their parents, and then I'm saying their uncle something.
Yeah.
They hear my name, and then instantly they turn, oh man, that's an OG from my town, man. We rocking with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I don't take it for granted. I love it. I take that opportunity to talk to them, to let the young brothers know, up in the projects, listen, y'all don't make the mistakes I made.
Yeah.
If you hustling out here, I can't tell you not to hustle. I can't tell you that, but what I can tell you is, if you getting some money, nigga, put some of that money up for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Real talk. Because you're going to have a rainy day if you're out in these streets.
You're going to have several.
Several rainy days, bro, and it's best to have your own money. Because
Yep.
if you don't have your money, my nigga, you're going to have problems.
Yep.
Straight up. Your mother ain't gonna have money to bury you, or you ain't gonna have no money to get no lawyer to get you out of jail.
Yeah, and that's the key. You gotta have that lawyer money.
Straight up, man. And that was, and honestly, that would really save me every time I got in trouble. Every time, bro. Every time. I was always the smart enough young nigga to put some money up, because my OGs told me to. Put some money up for the rainy days, and when I got in trouble, I had the money to pay them.
Man,
because it wasn't going to be
blessing.
cheap. A federal case, it wasn't cheap. It was with him, with Charles. After Charles represented me in that federal case, after it was all said done, I paid Charles $32,000.
Jesus.
32 grand to beat that case for me.
Right.
32 grand. Now, mind you, had I not had the money put up, saved, I would have got a court attorney, and they would have ran me through the ring.
They would have fried you.
They would have fried my black ass, because they was already looking for me already. But they couldn't get me on what they wanted to get me on. And and I'm gonna give you something else. You know what else was crazy about that situation too, bro? One of the marshals that was actually walking me into the courtroom during that trial, was a football player that played football with me at 400.
Word.
He was a marshal, U.S. Marshal, man, and we laugh about it today. We laugh about it today. He was hurt. My man,
I bet.
White boy too.
Really?
And he was in the backfield with me.
Damn.
He was hurt. And he was literally with me in the courtroom during this trial.
Man.
And he was the one who let me know I beat the case. Because he was in the room when they was deliberating on me.
Oh, okay.
And when he came out first. But when he came out, he looked at me and he was smiling and he winked at me. And I was saying to myself, oh shit.
I'm getting off.
Something good here.
Yeah.
He came out smiling. And he winked at me. And I tapped my lawyer, Charles, because he missed it. And I said, Charles, I told my lawyer, I said, this is my Kevin. Me and him played football together in high school, you know what I'm saying? While he was bringing me to and from the jail cell to the courtroom. So he was escorting me. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was, my man was telling me, I'm hurt. I'm mad at you, man. These people trying to get you. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe you in this situation, Paul. You know what I mean? And this was the marshal, my partner Kevin Conley. That's what he's telling me. And, I'm like, kid, I know I'm in a fucked up situation right now, and I can't do nothing about it. I just only can hope for the best. You know what I mean? And sure enough, man, and it was odd. It was weird. I got a close friend of mine. Here he is, march me in and out of court. You know what I'm saying? He hurt.
It's
he
like,
mad.
man, we're here. This is where we at now.
Yeah, this is where we at now. This is where we're going in with you right now, man.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at him, but again, when he come out that back room after deliberating, man, and I guess smiling and winking at me, and then they come out, they found me not guilty of tampering with a federal witness, but. The judge, this particular judge that's on the building, on Judge Bryant's, his name is on the building right now.
Oh yeah, the
Judge Bryant's, the Feds building.
Yeah.
His name on the building right now.
It is.
You know what that man told me?
What he said?
That man told me, son, he said, you are lucky. And I'm looking at this man, there in his eyes. He said, you are very lucky today. He said, because I have never lost in this courtroom. He said, you're the very first one to beat a case in this courtroom. He said, but I tell you what, though. He said, if you come back in this courtroom again, I can guarantee you it won't be end like this. Exactly what he told me, man. I remember it was just yesterday, bro.
Wow.
And that shit wrong. That shit resonated with me, home.
What's his name on the building back then?
Judge Bryant. No, it wasn't on the his name wasn't on the building then.
Okay.
His name was Judge Bryant. His name was on the building now.
Yeah, I know. I see it all the time.
That
yeah.
man, like,
the
only one who ever won in this courtroom.
Goodness.
So you're the only case I ever lost.
That's why they etched his name in stone.
Like exactly, dog. Exactly.
In the Hall of Fame like that.
I'm in the Hall of Fame, nigga, because I beat the case.
You beat him.
The man let me know.
Exactly.
You beat a case in my courtroom. He said, you're the very first out of several cases.
And no matter what, you can ride past that and tell that story,
I like,
man.
damn, I beat that man right there.
You can tell that
but
story.
It's a learning thing for me, though, because I don't need to be in that building no more.
No doubt.
I don't want to be in that building, bro. Period.
I know it's a scary feeling.
It is, man, because I see his name, because I used to take my nephew down there for his little PO visits, and I see that man's name, and I'm like, damn, that man right there could have really, tore my life up.
Put me under.
For real, could have put me under.
Yeah.
But he was fair, though. At the end of the day, the man was fair because during the trial, he was like, yo, prosecution, if y'all ain't got no evidence on this young man by Friday, he getting out of here. Right. He was fair. He was straight fair with us, man. I'm not lying to you not. It's not love, but I respect Judge Bryant.
Respect that. Yeah.
Because he went by the law. And he allowed us to have a speedy trial. That's how I beat my case.
Right.
I had a speedy trial. Because when we realized that they didn't have any evidence in me, because the dude who I jumped on, he wasn't coming to court, because we had already got at him and his family, my team. We had already got at them already.
Right.
So he ain't even pressed no charges. They picked the case up.
Right.
He wasn't even coming to court because we already had him on ice.
Let's have the battle.
That's right. As long as I knew what I was done, I was cool with it. That's why I fought the case, because I knew he wasn't coming to court.
Right.
It was like my word against theirs.
Right.
And that's how it went. And then when they found out that this dude wasn't come to testify against me, the judge found that out, and the judge found out that they was what do you call it? They was fishing for evidence against me.
Right.
Judge like, listen here, Mr. Dom, when would you like to start trial? So my lawyer, smart as he is, he know the law. So he was like, hold on, Your Honor, I need to, can I have a few minutes to talk to my client? And the judge granted us a few minutes to talk. So that's when Charles pulled me to the side. He was like, listen, if they ain't got no evidence today against you, what makes you think they're going to have evidence against you on Friday on our next court hearing? I said, well, why you say Friday? He said, because the judge just asked me when would I be open to have a final court date. You entitled to a speedy trial.
Oh, man.
I'm like, whoa. I said, a speedy trial? He like, yeah, you are entitled to a speedy trial. Trust me on this, Porky. That's what he just called me. Trust me, Porky, on this. All right, Charles, no problem. I'm trusting you on this, Charles. So we go back in the courtroom. Judge asks us, Mr. Dom, have you looked at your calendar to find out when you would be available for your next court date? He looked at it, he played it off real quick too. He looked at the calendar, his little book. He said, how about Friday, Your Honor? The prosecution went off. And mind you, this was like Monday, beginning of the week.
Uh-oh.
Prosecution went off. That's not enough time for us to find evidence. That's not enough time, Your Honor. We need more time. So it was like, no, sir. He said, Mr. Dom, you're entitled to a speedy trial. We'll set it for Friday morning. He wrote that shit down in his little calendar, whatever he had on the desk up there. Wrote that shit down. Told the prosecution, listen, Mr. O'Grady, if you guys don't have any evidence against Mr. Lyles come Friday morning, Mr. Lyles will be a free man.
Sweet.
Friday morning came.
Free.
Went to court.
And you beat the case.
Them motherfuckers was stumbling. They was talking Chinese in there. Straight up. Them people came out, the motherfuckers came out that back room. Not guilty.
Sweet.
And I went on home. Went on home that same day.
Man.
I left everything in the Alexandria jail.
Oh, man.
I left home that same motherfucking day. I could have left out that court if I wanted to, but I had some paperwork back at the jail I had to get. So I had to go back to the jail, get the paperwork, and left from that jail. I ain't never been back to that motherfucker.
Dope.
Never been back.
Yeah. Not too long ago, you had a diagnosis of an illness called muscular dystrophy.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me what year was that and how that affects you and how much that you brought awareness to that.
Boy, I tell you, man, going through this here was definitely a shocker for me. For anybody that knows me and grew up with me, they know, guys know that I'm an athletic type of dude. I move around. I was super healthy and everything. Well, unfortunately, this muscular dystrophy was in my DNA. I was born with it. And throughout the years coming up, it wasn't affecting me. This condition started affecting me in my early 30s, my early 30s. The onset started coming on. And when I say onset, the different symptoms of muscular dystrophy start kicking in.
Right.
And me not familiar with muscular dystrophy, I didn't know.
Right.
I'm thinking that the pain that I was going through at that time was results from the car accident I was in a couple of years ago, because whiplash, you did what I'm saying, from that car accident.
That's what I was thinking.
Because my back and shit was hurt, my spine was fucked up from being twisted all up over for a period of time. It was bothering me. So in my mind, I'm thinking those symptoms were from that. You know what I'm saying? So I would go to a doctor, tell them I've got these pains in my lower back and my legs, and they would look at me, but they were only general practitioners. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't specialists. Right. So about the third one I went to, I got frustrated with this doctor. Because I was at the peak with it. Them telling me they don't know what's going on with me, but I'm telling them, my body hurt, doc. My back is stiff, my legs is killing me. Right. You know what I'm saying? But they telling me, after looking at me, that Mr. we can't, what's going on with you? But I'm telling them, and I'm getting frustrated now. So the third doctor, I'm ready to fight in the office. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You reached your point.
I reached my point, man. So I left that joint. So God blessed me with a better job. I was able to go to Johns Hopkins University. Right. Boy, when I got up to that motherfucker, boy, man, it took that doctor.
So how did you get into Johns Hopkins?
Because the insurance that I had gotten was better than the one that I had previously. And Johns Hopkins they accepted my insurance, brother. And man, when I went to them, the first time I went to this neurologist, bro, I probably went in that man's office 10 minutes. That man knew I had some type of muscular dystrophy. Didn't know what form of muscular dystrophy, but he knew I had some type of muscular dystrophy. And he was like, listen, you have a form of muscular dystrophy, sir. We don't know what it is, but you have some type of form of muscular dystrophy because the way you walk, you having difficulty in certain areas. You're telling me where you having pain at and stuff, and the condition that you have affects those type of muscles that you're having issues with. But what we're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to have surgery, and we're gonna take some muscle from you, and we're gonna research the muscle, diagnose the muscle, and find out exactly what it is. And I went through that procedure, and they found out it was limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, which and it's not cool, but it's cool because it's not the severe form of muscular dystrophy.
So it's like a milder form?
Exactly. It's the milder form of muscular dystrophy. And statistic-wise, I can live a standard regular life. You know what I mean?
So what is muscular dystrophy?
Muscular dystrophy is a neurological condition. It affects the muscles.
The nerves that affect the muscles. Okay.
And mind you, the heart is a muscle, because my condition affects my heart.
Wow.
See, people don't know. Well, my heart can just stop at any time right now because of the condition that I have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It could just I'm gonna tell you a story. I was at a club one night. Me and my partner busy. We was at a club one night, and I fainted. My heart, and I felt it, and it's called heart palpitation. When your heart skips a beat.
Exactly. Yeah.
My heart skipped a beat this day, and I fell. And I didn't know what the fuck it was, but I fell. And I said, "Busy, I just fainted." And he was like, "Yo, what's wrong, man?" I said, "Man, I don't know." But the next day I go to the hospital, and I found out what it was. My heart skipped a beat, and it was called palpitation.
Right.
And that's why I fainted like that. And that's when I really started getting on point with this shit. And I started asking more questions, and I found out how it affects me. It affects my legs, my lower hips, and my shoulders. That's what it affects. It weakens them. It weakens them over a period of time. You know what I'm saying? But again, if I take care of myself and maintain the strength that I have, the muscles that I have, I can still live a comfortable life. You know what I'm saying? But again, like you said, it affects people different.
Right.
Again, I don't know what tomorrow will bring for me with this.
Like, is it like you have to soon be in a wheelchair?
Well, it's a possibility. I'm in a scooter now.
Really?
If I got to walk long distances, I take a little scooter. I have a little scooter that was given to me by Delonte West.
Word.
Yeah, Delonte West.
Shout out to him, man.
Shout out to Delonte, man. I love you for what you did for me, brother, man. I know you going through your dilemma, man, but for you to take time out to do what you did for me, Delonte West, man, I appreciate that shit.
Now,
man.
so you giving out scooters?
Yeah, I that's what I do too. That's gonna be my nonprofit.
I seen that.
Yeah, I go out and buy old used scooters, and I take them to a shop and refurbish them, and I give them to people that I meet along my walk that needs them. I did that for a guy in my neighborhood. I used to see him walking around the neighborhood all the time, bro. But every time he walks, it's like he's having a hard time. It's like he's about to fall over at any given moment.
Wow.
And I was like saying to myself, damn, man, and it just come over me. I got to help that dude out somehow. And I didn't know him. I didn't know him. I just see him in the neighborhood.
Right.
And I said, no, something, man, I know what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to get this dude this scooter. And I had this scooter, this particular scooter. I had it for myself, but I never used the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I said, know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to get his scooter. So I took the scooter out of the house. I took it to the shop. I got it refurbished, new battery, seat adjusting, everything on it. Everything worked perfect. Took it to that man. As you saw, I took it to him. He couldn't believe it, man. And people don't understand, man. We never know what someone's going through in their life, man.
Right.
I had no idea this man was going through so much, man. I had no idea. He was going through the medical stuff that he was literally going through at that time. I knew he was going through something because I seen him walking past my place and how much difficulty he was having trying to walk his dog with a walker. Right. And it just came across my heart, man, to give it to him. And when I took it around there to him, man, he couldn't believe it, man. And not only for him, though, bro, the joy was me. I got the joy out of it, for real. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a chance to change somebody's life. Because now when I go home and I see him, guess what he in? He's in that scooter, riding around the complex now, doing shit that he wasn't doing before because he could never do it because he couldn't walk.
And he get a lot more accomplished.
Yeah. So he got the scooter now. Now I see him all the way by the pool now. Right. Smiling and everything. Dope. You know what I'm saying? Dope. And that make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? That I did something that was right. Yeah. And it wasn't about no money. The man tried to give me money. I don't want your money, sir. Right. I'm doing this because I felt you need this. No doubt. And I need it too, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, again, God blessed me again because a young brother that was he's going through history. You know what Delonte going through.
It's well the world know what he's going. It's documented.
Well documented what that young brother going through. Yeah. And for that young brother and his little best friend to call me and to tell me that they got two motherfucking scooters that were both of them was $1,900 a piece, brand new. The ones, not the regular scooter, but the ones that fold up like a suitcase. Wow. Both of them motherfuckers was $1,900 a piece. Both of them, brand smacking new. Motherfuckers gave them to me, man. Come on, man.
That's love. How'd you hook up with Delonte?
Well, the best friend I was telling you about, a little female. She cool with me, you know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. And she the one who called me. The NBA, somebody donated to him, but he didn't need him. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, give him the OG. You know, they know. She know my situation. Right. So she called me over Maryland one day. She said, look, I got something for you. I said, what you got? She said, I got a scooter for you. You know what I'm saying? And the scooter that they gave me, I needed it because I travel so much.
Right.
The travel with that the standard scooter is kind of rough.
Yeah.
But with the scooter they gave me, it was the standard size scooter, but it folds up like a suitcase.
Yeah.
That was better for me to travel in. So it was right on time, home.
Perfect.
And I went over there, bro. He gave me 2 of them motherfuckers. I gave one to my best friend in Georgia.
Oh, that's love.
My partner Bert I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I gave one to him for his dad.
Oh,
and
that's
I kept
awesome.
one for myself, home.
That's love.
Yeah, and again, shout out to Delonte West, man. Y'all keep him in y'all prayers, man. Please, man.
Yeah.
Real
Shout out to
talk,
Delonte West, man.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Good dude, man.
Good
Real
dude, man.
talk,
We all go through stuff, man. You'd be amazed what each
Absolutely.
person has on their plate. You know.
Yes, and
You
he
would be amazed.
he fighting a lot of demons, you know what I'm saying? But he's gonna weather that storm, y'all. You know, you just keep him in his prayers for real, man. He a good dude, man. He
No
had to
doubt.
do what he did for me.
And that when you said the heart palpitation, was that with you was correlation with the heart attack?
Yeah,
Or-
no, actually, no, something. It was a part of the muscular dystrophy at that time. But at that time, I didn't know I had muscular dystrophy.
Right.
I didn't have the diagnosis at this time. I knew something was
Really?
wrong, but I didn't have that diagnosis at that
Really?
time. And that would make me really push to find out what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That following day when I went to the hospital to find out what was going on, and the doctor was telling me, if that's what you felt, sir, you had heart palpitation.
So what you telling me about? What about happened with the heart attack issue?
Well, this particular day, Holmes, I was in the studio the night before. I got in the house late.
So like, do you like when you go to the studio? Illness or diagnosis aside, like, do you still smoke? I mean, drink?
I don't drink no
You-
liquor.
You don't drink
I
no
drink.
liquor.
I stopped drinking.
Because
man.
that I
Yeah.
attribute to.
Yeah, because it takes away from me, man. Because if I drink liquor, my legs go away and everything. So
Okay.
I stopped drinking liquor, man. I
Okay.
don't drink. I might drink a beer or 2 here and there, but that's it.
But that's
I don't
it.
drink that liquor tell me. No more.
Okay.
Yeah. And but the heart attack situation, bro. I was asleep. I got home from the studio. I took a shower. I went to sleep. So when I was asleep, motherfucker Jones hit me in the chest. Pain hit me. Boom. And when it hit me,
How did it hit you, like a punch?
like a
How do you
like a
feel
huge
it?
punch, like a sting, a huge sting.
A huge sting to
You
your
like
chest.
like somebody pinching you as that sting.
Yeah.
But it was just, man, the motherfucker sting was so motherfucking powerful, bro. It woke me
You
by
knew
my
it was
sleep.
different.
It was different. It was totally different from what I would usually go through with
Ever
pain.
go through, right?
Because usually when I have a little piece of pain, I get up, walk it off, and it go away.
Right.
This time, bro, I was asleep, and it hit me, and I jumped up, and I'm thinking maybe my nephew come and playing. They come play with me sometime, you know what I'm saying? They come play. So I'm thinking when they playing me while I'm asleep. So I'm jumping, what the fuck wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? But nobody in there but me.
Oh shit.
And my chest just stinging. So I get up out my bed, bro. I walk to my living room home, pace up back and forth in the living room, hoping this shit shake off. But I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck going on? So I sat down on my couch, and I sat on the couch. And once I sat on the couch, I just keeled over, man. Oh shit. By that time, it was about 45 minutes. By that time,
Holy.
yeah, I sat there having a heart attack for 45 minutes before I even called my mother. I called my mother
Holy.
first. I called my show lady. I said, show lady. I said, something wrong. She said, son, what's wrong with you? I said, my chest hurt. She said, your chest hurt. She said, call 911 right now. Call 911. Matter of fact, I'm calling right now. She was at her job. And we both called. And the motherfucking fast came. And when they come, one of the paramedics at the station heard my name come across the intercom there. And he knew me from West Potomac. So he come. So when he come in the door, mind you, I don't know the dude, but he knew me from playing football. He went to school with me. He just wasn't in my circle.
Right.
But he knew me.
Right.
But he was telling me the story why he came. But while he talked to me, they putting them stickers on my chest.
Right.
EKG.
Yeah.
So when they put the EKG on my chest, nigga, that motherfucker ribbon come out. Man, that dude said, oh, we gotta go. And that was my alarm when I was like, man, what you talking about? Oh, he's having a silent heart attack. We gotta go. We gotta go. It's serious. We gotta go. Grab that man a jacket. We gotta go. Man, my senses went up then, man. I was like, I'm having a motherfucking heart attack.
Oh
And
shit.
that's what I was having, a motherfucking heart attack, bro. And I felt it too. I felt that motherfucker.
And what did they say that attribute to that?
My poor diety, man, over the years.
Just a
man,
poor
I
diet
had-
over the
man,
years.
And let me tell you, man, I had the surgery. Then they took me to a hospital across the street from where I live. They sedated me over there, gave me morphine, sedated me. Then they shipped me to Alexandria. I got to Alexandria. The following morning, I went to surgery. They went through this arm right here, and went through this arm, went to my heart.
Right.
And the artery that was giving me difficulty, guess what? It was 99% artery blockage, bro.
Really.
The doctor told me when I came through the following morning, when I came through, she was like, Mr. Lyles, she said, I'm going to be honest with you. She said, you're very lucky. And I'm like, why? She said, after we went in, you had 2 artery issues. You had one of your arteries had like a 69% artery blockage. Then you had another one with 99% artery blockage. That's the one that you was feeling. She said, Mr. Lyles, you wasn't supposed to wake up out your sleep. She said, you woke up out your sleep for a reason, son. and I want you to understand this. And this comes from the surgeon, the heart surgeon. She said, I want you to understand this. Statistic-wise, you're supposed to be dead right now. Wow. She said, God bless you to wake up out that sleep because it wasn't time for you. That's what she said. It wasn't time for you. She said, statistic-wise, you're supposed to be dead because you had a 99% artery block. There was no more blood getting ready to go through that artery no more.
Goodness.
Yes, she did, Jack. And they cleared that motherfucker out and put a stent in it for me. And both joints. But she was just 69% one of them and 99% the other one. And she said, Mr. Lyles, you are very, very lucky. Because you were not supposed to wake up out your sleep.
You were blessed individual,
that day I was supposed to die in my sleep.
You were blessed individual.
Yeah, I was. I feel like I am, man.
Goodness. I mean,
I think God got me here for a reason, bro. I
really
do.
He do.
Because I mean, he put me through everything, other than being dead. Other than taking my life and calling me home. He put me through everything, And I feel like I got a purpose here, man. And I'm trying to walk that purpose, man.
And it's like another purpose you got is working with artists, helping them see.
I love that, man. I love that, man.
Helping them see their dreams, man. How did that come about?
Well, because I gained a bunch of relationships in the music business, man. You know what I'm saying? And I never try to utilize those relationships because I never had an artist that I felt that was capable of being in that circle with them.
Right.
But when the opportunity did come, I did do that, but it didn't pan itself out because the artists get into that realm and seem to forget about where they come from.
Yeah.
They forget about the people who helped them get to that part.
Right.
And it breaks up the friendship. You know what I'm saying? So I lost twice. Twice I lost. But at the same time, I understand too. I lost twice, but I got one more strike. 3 strikes, I got one more try.
Right.
And I'm gonna keep trying till I get somebody into a better situation that would change their life.
Right.
And that's my ultimate goal. And I relish and I cherish the relationships that I have in the music industry. And I'm not gonna name any names, but I'm sure my partners see this. They know who they are.
Right.
They executives. They in some good positions right now. And they fuck with me. And they allow me to bring motherfuckers to them that I feel that they deserve to hear, that they should hear.
Right.
Up until now, with this kid Jaleel Knight, pardon me, and Jay Nixon, again, the two that I'm really working right now that I feel that could break that threshold of stardom, you know what I'm saying, once they break that mainstream.
Yeah.
And those are 2 brothers that I'm working with right now with their teams, you know what I'm saying,
to
try to get them brothers to the next level. And I love it, bro. I love it, man. Again, I think it's my calling, man, to try to help change somebody's life.
No doubt.
You know what I mean,
no doubt.
Change someone's life, bro.
No doubt.
I took somebody's life at one time, you know what I mean? And there's something that I regret.
Right.
Every day I wake up, I think about this young brother. It's a little bit off subject, but I say this because, I played a part of taking a young brother's life, and that could have been me, could have been my nephews now, and that shit wasn't cool.
Right.
And I still, and the young brother's name is Marcus Jackson. I never forgot it. Never forgot this kid's name. And I regret it till the day. I regret it, because my mother didn't raise me like that. But it was just something that happened in my life, man. And I learned from it, man. And I pray that no other young brother that coming underneath me or behind me or in my network to ever get involved with anything of that nature that I was involved with. Allow my mistake, allow my mistake, not to allow you to make the same mistakes that I made, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No doubt, man. It's all about growth, man, and learning.
Absolutely, man. And I've learned. I learned from all my experiences in life, man. I've learned, man, to not take things for granted no more, man. And to love your loved ones, man. You gotta love your loved ones, man, for real, bro, because we don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, man.
You
know
don't.
What I mean? And especially in my situation, bro. I feel like every day that I wake up, it's a blessing, man. And every day that I wake up, I try to reach that goal, man. And it's a goal of mine to help somebody out every day.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be monetary. It could just be words. You know what I'm saying? I try to give good knowledge of good words to somebody. I don't care who they are.
Right.
If I see somebody at the gas station, you know what I mean? I just try to get some good words out because you never know what a word can change someone's feelings or change what they're going through at that particular time.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. Man, tell me about Kahari.
Well, Kahari. It's called Kahari. It's Swahili, means firstborn. It originated with 3 brothers, 3 partners. Myself, Bert, and my partner named Kerry. This is his name, right?
So Bert and Ernie back again.
We back again. We never left. We never left. He's always been in my life.
Okay.
That's my brother. He's gonna always be in my life. Till God called me home. That's my brother.
No doubt.
But it started as a production company first.
Okay.
And because my partner Kerry was a producer, and Bert was a rapper, so so-called executive, but he in the music game. But it started like that. So over the years, we started doing production and shit. And then it branched off into apparel. But over the years, brothers started getting involved with their own lives. So we started branching off, doing our own thing. So they left it. I kept it. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw the vision with it.
Right.
I had a vision of my own vision with it.
Right.
So I kept the name. You know what I'm saying? I trademarked it and everything. And at the moment, I'm the only one operating Kahari right now.
Right.
Kahari consists of apparel. You know what I'm saying? I also have MDC Asset Management. That's my management company that I operate under for the artists, my artists.
Okay.
For all my artists right now that I work with right now, man. But these just entities that I'm grooming with the hopes of one day building and sell off. You know what I'm saying? That's what my hopes are.
Yeah.
And that's my game, but that's what I've been on.
Because at the end of the day, you're a hustler.
I'm a hustler, man. But I'm hustling the right way now.
Yeah,
no
doubt.
You know what I'm saying? I'm taking those the characteristics that I learned in the streets, but I'm applying them to the corporate world, the right way of living. You know what I'm saying? Home. And prime example, Jigga. He's a prime example. I always use him as an example in my life. You know what I'm saying?
So can you clear up the rumor? Was it true that he was in Virginia doing his thing?
He was in Maryland. He come to Virginia every now and then, but he was in Maryland.
But he did touch Virginia.
He touched Virginia, yeah. Tata used to live with me here. He used to come stay with me here in
so
Virginia.
I just want to make sure because people are wanting to bring up the rumors.
Yeah, Jigga touched Virginia.
He did touch VA.
He touched Virginia. Yeah, he touched Virginia. You know, and he with a good dude. You know, Emory a good dude. I'm with his son now every day. Yeah. Shout out to Justin Murray too, man.
Yeah, get him on here too.
Young Boss coming up, man.
Yeah.
Rock Nation, man.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I use dude as a model. I mean, I kind of model myself behind Jigga.
Right.
To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Because all the moves that he's made, he made the right moves, him and his team.
Yeah.
And if he can do it, who to say I can't do it?
Exactly.
Another young dude can do it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He believed in himself.
Yep.
He took his own money and put it into himself. Remember, didn't nobody want to get Rockefeller, get them niggas no deal.
Nope.
Then they said, fuck that. We're going to take our own money and we're going to put it into ourselves.
Yep.
And that's what happened. They put it to themselves. Now look at him. He's a billionaire now.
Exactly.
You know and he brought people along with him that a lot of people don't know. But there's other people that's with him that he brought along that made millionaires.
Yep.
Real talk.
Yeah, man.
So I respect the brother, man. Real talk, man. And Tata, I love him, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog, man. And I can't wait to bump into him again. I can't wait to get at the table with him. You know what I'm saying? And
straight up.
Shake his hand, let him know I'm proud of him. Because I'm very proud of him.
Yeah.
He's a great example for me.
No doubt.
Real talk.
And the gift keeps on giving, man. This free game, man.
Yeah, he's a giver, man. Dude's a giver too, and I'm a giver. Yeah. I'm gonna give, man. I'm gonna help every young brother in Alexandria, Virginia. If you see this podcast, man, I don't care who you are, man. If you see me out, man, pull up on me, man. Chop it up with me. If I can help you out, I'm gonna help you, and I mean that, man. On God, I'm gonna help you, man. As long as you're doing right. Yep. None of that bullshit. If you're doing right, I'm gonna help you out, man.
There you go.
Real talk.
Ernie Lyles, it's been a pleasure, brother.
Man, thank you, man. I
we finally got it done, man.
We got it done, man. I feel so
This
blessed.
has been a hell of an episode, man. It's been the most calmest, free-flowing episode of myself, too, man. I'm like 20 episodes in on this one,
wow,
so, man.
That's
it's coming easier and easier now. It's not too much as structured.
Right,
the flow is coming. It's getting more comfortable, man.
Word, man. I'm happy. I'm thankful that you allowed me on your platform, bro, man. You're in my prayers, man. I see nothing but big things coming to you, brother, man.
Boss.
And I'm a fan, and I'm with you, bro. I'm locked in with
for
you.
For life, man.
I mean that,
I appreciate it, man.
I mean that, bro. And again, I hope everybody that do see this, man, understand, man, that it's love, bro. Yeah. It's nothing but love from me, man. And again, if you could take something from my story, man, and apply it to your life, and hope to make it better, man. You know,
man, if you can't get in out of this 2 hours episode, something wrong with you, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of free game in here.
There's no cap here.
A lot
of
free game.
I'm coming to you real, man.
Porky, I appreciate you, dog.
Thank you, bro. And
until the next time, man. We're going to do this again, man. We're going to get your artists on, man. We're going to go expand, man.
Amen. We're going
to I'm just so happy it got done because it could have been done a few weeks ago, but it didn't.
It's about time, Holmes.
Yeah, it is, man. And this is the right time.
And it was the reason that last week, man, because you was blessed with 2 beautiful motherfuckers.
I was, man. I was. Thank you, boss.
That's first, bro. That's first. You brought 2 beautiful lives in this
definitely.
World. You know what I'm saying? Home. So that was more important than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But I'm here, though. God saw to it that I need to be here with you. And
no
I'm
doubt.
in this chair having this podcast with you, man. And again, I pray for you, man. I'm looking for big things for you, man. And I know you got big things coming for you in the future.
I tell you what, man. This is the best episode of me interviewing since, man.
You,
so,
bro,
man,
damn,
you made it possible, man. You made it intriguing, man. It was a great dialogue, man. I think we're going to do some things on this one,
bro, man. I appreciate that, man. I really
do,
man.
No doubt, man. But until next time when we see y'all, man, you're going to find us somewhere broken. You'll see us soon. So happy Easter, and we'll see y'all soon.
Facts.
Peace.
Salute.